Stupper.
and they all queue up. That alley has been called Quadrophenia Alley. It's been renamed by the council. And there is a queue of 50-something-year-old mods and their wives and girlfriends waiting to go into that alley.
So they can have sex in the alley.
So
And
people
take
get
selfies, basically.
That's just you,
Kathy
Graham.
Dennis.
like touched up in the alley.
Who was his girlfriend? Sorry,
Yeah.
was it Kathy Dennis?
It was Leslie Ash.
Leslie Ash. Leslie Ash.
He
that's
said
the one.
Annie Lennox. I was like, okay,
No, yeah, Annie Lennox.
that beautiful man.
My dad used to have a T-shirt that said Hastings, Agincourt, Waterloo, Margate.
Can
Wow.
you guys remind me about how uncivilized Americans are one more time? You said there's a line for people to shag in an alley. You
Yes.
guys
No,
are
Mikey.
nasty. You're
Don't be
Don't
nasty.
be disgusting. They're not
Nasty.
shagging. It's just fingering. Good
How
God, man.
What
What do you think
nasty.
happens when
are?
Mikey finds out why they're called why
You
the band
little
Limp
nasty.
Bizkit is called Limp Bizkit? Who's gonna
They're
tell him?
from America. Like, oh.
Yes,
Look,
I know.
y'all are a little maybe too liberal with your little gross deeds. We will lock your
Yeah,
little
but Limp
nasty
Bizkit
ass
are an
up.
American band, Mikey. Come on, they're
That
an
was the
American
point.
band.
That was the
And they're
point.
called Limp Bizkit.
We were rebels back then.
Spoken.
Although the practice dates back to, well, I don't think we invented it, but it's quite popular.
Having an alley.
In private schools, they play Soggy Biscuit, don't they? So
They do. And that other game, Tob
100%.
Tugging Hat, which is where everyone wanks into a hat, and the person who comes last.
and the other
I
game.
may have just made that up, but I believe it exists.
That was a
Um,
game for you, Graham.
Ollie from Canada would be a good person to have on the show tonight because obviously they did have quite seismic elections in Canada. Is asking
Yay.
Oh, yeah, let
me
me
to
get him.
send the link. So send the link.
I'm doing it.
Send the link. And Brenner, if you're watching still,
Yeah.
I've sent you the link. So if you want.
And that Argentina chap, he's looking very lamppost hangy, isn't he, at the moment?
Lamppost Annie.
So it's,
Is that a Spanish
It's
constructed
Just a
word?
little bit of lamppost hangy, that guy. Yeah.
That is one of the best descriptions I've ever heard in my life.
coming, you know.
Argentina fella's looking a bit lamppost hangy, isn't he?
It's like George Formby. It's like Alexis Sale joke, isn't it? You know, I'm going to play George Formby on my I'm going to do Mussolini on my ukulele. I'm hanging from the lamppost
From the
at the
lamppost.
corner of my street. Best Alexis Sale joke ever.
You're gonna have to be
For legal reasons, I need to stress we are not encouraging this
No,
to happen.
we're not. I'm just
No.
saying
way,
it,
shape,
it,
or
it could
So
happen.
it could happen. It could
It
happen.
could
possibility.
happen.
It really, really, really could
What are
happen.
you talking
As Blair
about?
once sang. The leader of Argentina,
Yeah.
Oh,
Millet?
Javier Milei. Yeah,
what chainsaw wanker? What's happened there?
he's not liked very much because he did a bit of a dodgy deal with the old crypto, but unlike the Trump lot, he couldn't get away with it, and people
Yeah.
don't like him very much.
Who knew that a guy that looked exactly like Fred West would go wrong? I mean,
But it's
he
just
looked
that,
exactly like him.
I mean, over
Probably
half their
does.
population is now in total poverty, and it's just got worse. And he's trying to switch to the dollar as their currency as it's crashing.
Well, what a surprise.
Well, he'll get it for
Although-
a deal.
Yeah.
Ironically, their GDP is increasing dramatically at the moment compared to America.
Mm.
Only because it crashed so far when he
Yeah.
took power.
The only way is up. Up.
Yeah.
The only way.
We just got another super chat in from Yuri Infectionoff saying, "Down with reform, up with tantric nan."
Nice.
Tantric Nan!
Tantric nan.
Patrick Mann.
Nan, or TN,
Hey.
as they were known. The band that I said to someone they sounded like, Rumours era Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
And what was it, Gong? They were like, count me in. I can't. To be honest with you, I would listen to that. I would. Well, I should have listened to. Well, the origins. Well, where they went is still mysterious to this day. I mean, no one really truly knows what happened after the crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have got Canadian Ollerman in. Hey Ollie, how
evening,
you
good
doing?
evening.
Are you
How we
fixing up
doing?
your kit? You getting your kit all
Fixing up
sorted?
My
Yeah.
kit.
Ollie, is there a physical
gear.
symbol? When we do elbows up, are we supposed to actually do elbows up, or is the
It's in
This-
reference to Gordie Howe, famous hockey player from like the 50s.
okay?
He was known to have big elbows on the ice.
AKA, he
Alright.
assaulted people during a friendly game of hockey. He would just knock you out
Alright.
cold.
Physical assault.
Yeah.
So, but it's basically a way of saying, okay, we're taking
We're
things
in it to
personal.
win.
30 seconds in the sin bin.
You know?
I went to my first hockey match in December, and it
Did
was
you?
great because basically it was the Toronto Maple Leafs versus some American team, and what the Maple Leafs did is they just taunted the Americans so much that the Americans started to fight with them, and then two of the American team got put in the sin bin, and while the team was down to like, I don't know, 3 people or something, the Canadians scored like 3 goals in a row. It's like playing cards or something. It's like you don't have, you just wind them up and you just sledging, as they say in cricket. You just keep sledging, and then eventually they'll crack and they'll say, "What did you say about my mother?" And it's like, here we go. Let the goals commence.
Like even to this day, most of the American teams are at least 45 to 50% Canadian players.
Oh really?
Yeah. If you look at all of
American in
the
name only.
the
I
Americans
knew.
like to try and throw it in our face that they've won the last 26, 27 Stanley Cups in a row.
Yeah.
It's just been won by an American team.
Yeah.
And then we point back out to them that each and every one of those teams was over 50% Canadian. 75% of those teams had Canadian captains, and 80% of those teams had Canadian coaches. So say it again.
Sounds like we know how to draft and you don't.
It seems like you guys have money and we're just going where the money is. Yeah.
Kay in the chat over on the bin side says Gordie Howe hat trick: 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 fight.
Hill Gara, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Just down the road from me. My Lib Dem got in Langley and Esh, but Jesus Christ, dude, we are doomed. So I'm in Brandon, just up the road from you, and we got 2 greens here, but the rest of them are refuck as far as the eye can see.
You've got Darren Grimes, crafty wank.
Darren Grimes.
Darren
Yeah,
Grimes.
Crafty Wank is now a counsellor deciding when we get our bins collected.
Christ
and our
alive, but his
photos
live
filled.
streams, man, it was like watching. I don't know. I was like, it was so embarrassing. The second-hand embarrassment for the guy. He's another level.
It's not going to last.
And Kent is
It's what we.
bad too.
It's what we were saying in the chat earlier, that the big problem is they think they've got themselves into some power, and what they're going to find out is that it's a hard job to do to be a good counsellor, and it's difficult to get anything done, and none of them have any of the skill set.
I'm going to fuck them up.
And it's
I'm going to make it my life's mission. How long do they stay in? 4 years.
4
I'm gonna make
years,
these
yeah.
4 years fucking hell for these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Graham's
God.
just going to be
I'm
holding
find
the
every last
bin
thing.
as it's
Yeah.
trying to be lifted by
Yeah.
the machine. He's like, no.
They're not going to get a moment's
fucking
peace. I am
delay
going to
you.
hound
You know,
them. And
you
then
know
when
what
I get told
happened
off
is
for hounding
that
one of them, I'll move on to the next one. There's 56
yeah,
to
you
choose from.
got to do it very carefully, because what's her face? Is it Jenkin, the mayor of Lincolnshire?
Oh, the woman who did that to the general public.
Right. So within a day, she does an interview on the BBC. So in her acceptance speech when she was elected, she commented that she'd been accused of being parachuted into Lincolnshire, which was ironic considering the woman accusing her had a South African accent.
Yeah, fuck's sake.
Right. And then the BBC journalist says to her, "What did you mean by that?" And she said, "Well, I'd been parachuted in, and so she'd been parachuted in. I've lived in Lincolnshire much longer." And the BBC said, "So why mention the accent?" And she says, "Oh, I'm ending this interview. Forget it." And storms out. And now they're threatening to sue the BBC.
They get away with it every time. They're allowed to just do this. Just go, oh, you're trying to talk down. They don't face the scrutiny of wheeling their way out of these situations. They're just allowed to do it. It's mad.
Scott's here. Hey, Scott.
Scott.
Hey, Scott.
How you doing,
Hi,
mate?
Scott.
Just woken up.
Hi, how's it going?
The Kraken wakes.
Oh, Scott got that.
Thanks for getting dressed for us as well, Scott. We
Scott got that
appreciate
sleep. Scott got that sleepy voice on. Say something else, Scott.
Hey, mumbling and grumbling around midnight. You hello to you truckers out there.
Scott got that. Hey, you still up? Voice on.
We've got a super chat come in from Di. Thank you very much for the £10 super chat.
Jim.
Gong were and are possibly the greatest band of all time, famed for their heroic chemical consumption.
Well, they're great
all
in
day.
acid, but I don't know if they were like the greatest band of all time. Only someone on acid would say that. Are you on acid? Mate?
it. Yeah, Die.
What are you-
Die,
what are you-
obviously,
And a
was
motherfucking
fan.
goat.
What are you, a cop?
I can. Oh my god! Knock! There's a knock in there.
Yeah. So where do you keep all of the drugs that you do?
I'm like Homer walking around the festival.
We grow them
Yeah,
all
we
around
grow-
us.
We grow them.
Alistair.
I know someone else who's really can't stole them. You can go to the
Thank you
police.
Thank you
It's
so
like, I'm
much
fucked.
for the 5 gifted subs.
Oh my god.
So Sarah
Brenna,
Davies, Tokyo
Brenna.
Joe,
Brenna's alive.
Shane
Hey.
Taylor, Ryan
Hello,
Donovan,
how
and
you
Maya
doing?
Finished
In
Journey.
sunny
Oh.
California, eh?
You are
I'm
all now
exhausted.
bin side.
I'm
Thank
exhausted.
you so
I
much.
am
Full night with
exhausted.
Mike.
Yeah.
I goes where I goes.
Doing it
Let
and
me get
doing
the
it.
thing.
This
Doing
is
it.
like Labour Global.
And then there was a fucking.
Politics Global.
It
I'm
is.
Idris Elba.
But then there was
I goes where I
a
goes.
recount, and then there was another recount, and Mike and I were just like, "Oh fuck this, we're going to bed."
Goodness.
Yeah.
God.
I'm Idris Elba.
It was a bit like
I goes where I
Brexit
goes.
morning, but
That's
I'd like
very
smidgen
generous.
what Brexit morning is.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
morning in which Nigel Farage is happy and, you know,
Mm.
chaos is bad.
Hi, Brenna.
It is a shame because those 4 votes or 6 votes in the end that
Yeah.
swung it completely changed the narrative of the day. Yeah, it's what Graham and I were saying at the time, is that if it goes to Labour even by 4 votes, the story will be completely different tomorrow.
The turnout was low, wasn't it? Really low.
It
And
was
also,
low. Yeah.
this was like a quarter of the country, and it's just a tiny little fash snapshot, but the snapshot's not good. Like it's very bad, and it's kind of like it's just going to give them loads more momentum.
The
Yeah.
story has become during the day, as far as I can tell in most of the bulletins, that Labour took a thrashing, and then they talk about the numbers, and you go, well, they obviously didn't, did they? The Tories definitely took a
Yeah.
thrashing,
You know,
but there's no accountability. The Tories are not being. Kemi's not on the radio. Kemi's not being
oh,
asked
you
anything.
saw what's
about
happening, don't you? They're oiling the hinges of Chinrick's coffin, and they're bringing him out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. What kind of
He's
oil?
worse.
What kind of oil is that?
We've
You
just
don't
got
Not good oil.
we've just got a super chat in from Yuri Ninfectionov. Thank you very much. If anyone needs to escape to Scotland, I have room.
Yeah,
I'm
Hey,
very, very
careful,
tempted.
careful what you wish for.
Room and independence. I'm one of the terrible people that you meet on holiday, and you say, if you're ever in,
Oh,
we
I
can-
will show up.
and I show up. Yeah, I'm the same. I just show up. You did say. I
will find your address.
Thanks. I'm saying thanks to Paul N. That Paul was fantastic last night with giving the
thanks,
the
Paul.
results, like before the BBC had them, before ITV had them, anywhere,
Yeah.
any of the news sources had them. I don't know how Paul got
From
them so
the
fast.
future.
Final local election results have been posted. Refuck on 677 seats.
Damn.
Councils.
And 10 councils they now got the majority in, including mine here in Durham. The Lib Dems are on 370. I mean, they're up 163, so they've had quite a good night
Trans
actually.
people.
Yeah, they've got control of 3 councils. The
Where we went.
Conservatives have lost 676 seats.
Still makes me smile though.
Whoa.
Damn.
Labour have
See,
lost
to me-
186.
To me, these
Which is
numbers
Keeping
our elbows up, bud.
clearly show you where the Labour vote went. The Labour vote did not go to reform.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Right,
And the
it-
Greens, Mike, the Greens are up 45.
So what was
Yeah.
Labour?
Sorry?
Labour's down 186, and
Yeah.
the Lib Dems are up 163, and the Greens have
Wow.
got
So
80.
they all just
and-
shifted that way.
Yeah.
Tactical
Yeah.
voting could be, could have
Yeah.
been a bit.
7%.
People are letting everyone know, as Rachel said, gobshites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stop it, Labour. Stop
Not
it.
1%, 7%.
But what that does represent, I think, is the switch from the main right-wing party in the UK being reform, not the Conservatives.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah. but-
I have a.
I think this is the main, pin in the map that says this is the point that happened.
So-
and the Tory party
so-
became the Reform Party.
So I have a question for both countries here. So I find that me and most of my friends are pretty progressive minded, but we also watch Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, all that kind of stuff. The generation before us did not have that. The generation after us also did not have that. Do we find ourselves in a valley of empathy where the people before and the kids after are completely apathetic about what happens to this place? Do you feel that?
Yeah, a bit.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
I think
I'm the
my son's
generation-
generation
I'm-
has
I'm the vision on.
Teletubbies.
Tell
Right,
you-
yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah,
Tinky
Vision on and
Winky.
Pipkins. I mean, all the television I watched was made by people that took LSD. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Hell yeah.
and so I'm pretty chilled. I'm a generation more than most of you, me and Mike.
Yeah.
So it's like,
We-
I'm still
Me
chilled.
and Rachel are still
Like-
trying to work out the magic roundabout.
I was
think
off.
we
I
all
guess
are.
LSD is involved in that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Massively.
Yeah.
Dylan, Dylan the rabbit.
It's amazing that I mean, Mike, there is a problem, isn't there? Because as you were saying the other week, like they've only ever known phones. People that are like in their 20s now have only ever known just screens.
Yep.
You know, and it has affected people, and COVID massively did. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was a key integral part of like
It was gasoline on the fire.
Yeah, red
Yeah.
pilled everybody, all the
they
guys.
just pushed them even further into the depths of it.
But I remember being young and being a little apathetic about the whole thing. I mean, I voted from the moment I could, and I found that amongst my peers, I was unusual to go out and vote at such a young age.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
So-
but you're gay, Scott. Maybe you know, it's like I always voted for rights, knowing I was trans when I was young. I think LGBT
guess
people,
so.
you're more aware of the people that might take your rights away and come for you, so you vote to
Yeah.
make sure that doesn't happen.
Women broadly
subconsciously.
too, because my nan was like, "Women died for your right to vote. You're going to vote.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
must
Yeah.
vote."
yeah.
But amongst my peers,
Then she
most
pulls
people
out a
I knew at the
broadsword.
time-
I
Yeah, there you
said
go. That's
vote.
That's the feminist way.
I thought you were going to say she pulled out her bra and just twatted with it.
was-
she pulled out a
Smack,
chancla.
smack.
But Scott, I
Not
think you
at
make a really good point in that, you know, this room is not representative of people's normal attitude to politics. I think all of us probably got engaged in politics at quite a young age in some way, shape, or form, and we're
Are you
just
saying more
weirdos.
weirdos? Are you saying
Yeah,
we're
we're weirdos
Right?
compared
That's
to
what
the,
Mike's
to
saying.
But we're also
normal
like-
voters.
That's fine with me. I'm
Nine-
great.
On YouTube
Nine-
on Friday night talking about politics. We are clearly
Yeah, exactly. And we call it a
Right.
social life.
Yeah,
Mikey's
this
putting
is
his
not
hand up and
talking
saying,
about
"Excuse me,
friends."
I DJ." Mikey's going to say his name. Excuse me, hello everyone, I DJ.
The
Well-
fact you have to tell us that, Mikey, doesn't make you cool.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
afraid.
I think
No.
Graham told you that I said that.
Yeah, but
And
we
also
could see-
9/11 happened, so I didn't really have a choice but to get involved in politics, you know, because
Yeah.
It was everywhere.
I was right at the age where, are they going to pull up the draft? Let's see. We don't know yet. So I went to.
Here,
They put.
I was-
they
I
put.
was,
They put me in ROTC so that if I did get drafted, I would have a higher rank.
How old were you
What's
when 9/11?
ROTC? What's that, Mikey?
I was 24.
Reserve Officer Training Corps. It's kind of like a.
All right, cool.
It's like a paramilitary school thing.
Oh my-
So I have
in
so
the
you have
UK.
yeah, like cadets. And then you have like a senior military instructor, like a retired major or colonel or something like that. And then you learn about that branch, and then you learn like something about like I did Marine Corps the first time, so I learned about rifles and stuff like that and the ranks. Then like the classes get progressively more. So then like I changed schools, so then I was in Air Force for the last 3 years. So I learned like weather, map reading, engines, space stuff. Like it's kind of
Dumb.
That sounds really cool.
It was
All I
actually-
learned
it was
about
actually-
was fucking Oxbow Lakes.
It was I loved all of that stuff, you know. So but then like you would like wear a uniform once a week, and you had to like drill and get inspected. and,
Drill,
like-
baby, drill.
No, but this was more like in a square or a
okay.
rectangle, like the marching and stuff like that. So but that's why they put me in it, because we didn't know what the hell was going to happen. So politics just became every day, you know.
Wow.
Mikey, how old were
Big
you?
shout out to Cozy. Hey, Cozy, how you doing?
Hi, Cozy.
Hi
I was
guys.
a-
We've got a full house now. No one else. Sorry, Wayne.
That's it. We're full.
We're full.
I'm-
Sorry, Darren.
how was I when 9/11 happened? I was 12.
9.
No, I
11.
mean,
Okay.
when you had
Get out of here.
when you were
Don't
talking
make me.
about before you were
Yeah.
being you
I
were
was
doing
at
the
work.
training and stuff. How old were you when you were doing that?
I was on my
High
way
school.
to work when it happened. Yep.
High school.
Yeah.
You were
Was
not
at work.
like what part of high school? The latter or the early?
All 4 years.
What the fuck? And they told you about guns before maps.
I was in the map part the map part of it is because I was in the Air Force part. I was a freshman. So like you get to like take apart an M1 Garand. You know what I mean? Like it's not like and
Yes.
this is how you clean a pistol. Like it's not that stuff. It's more like this is the military. This is what the military has done. Here are some battle. It's like battle history. And then like you get to like take apart an M1 Garand and then you have to put it back together. Like that was like the highlight of freshman year.
That is how
Those
old is
things were not accurate on the range.
No, we never got to fire any guns. They did have an
No?
airsoft. No, we used to have an airsoft team, but they canceled it literally the year before I got there. So didn't even get to do the air.
Aw.
Dude, when I was in Sea Cadets, they put a gun in my hand at 14 years old and took me to the range.
Yeah, the Canadians are the wild ones.
Right.
They're up there being free and
That's
shit.
for the beavers, really.
Keep the meese.
So this week we've had 100 days of Trump. We've had the Canadian election. We've had the UK local elections. Does anyone have a news story that they want to talk about? Rachel, go.
I mean, weirdly, coming from, I think it's Labour, tabling, making abortion formally legal. Did you see that?
Formally legal.
Formally, because it's illegal. It's just that you're allowed to have one because of the way the
Sorry,
law's set up.
what?
I know.
What?
I know.
I knew
It
about
is illegal
this.
technically on the statute books, but because of what David Steele did, and
Yeah.
everybody, you can have an abortion, blah blah blah. But I think it was 2 Labour MPs, backbenchers, have tabled a new statute to be voted on and discussed and blah blah blah, to actually make it legal. Because now reforms in, you can bet your dollar gay marriage and same-sex marriage and
DEI.
abortion. But abortion
Yeah.
is going to be. It's going to be next 5 years of abortion if they carry on the way that they're going. And so,
Do you think
trans people said it would? And
Because I wonder in the UK whether it will stick, the abortion.
everything will
They've
stick.
tried
We-
over
we-
and over again.
we
to
are the
bring
same as
abortion up.
America. 1/3 doesn't vote. 1/3 are just
Evil.
Yeah,
for,
but
and 1/3 is
in
interested.
America,
One third
the
are lovely.
abortion-
We're the lovely third.
Yeah,
Welcome,
we're the
welcome,
lovely
lovely
third.
third.
Any-
Go, go,
But in the
Vision
States,
PR.
the abortion
We-
issue
we are
came
the
up with the
correct
heritage
third.
people, didn't it? It was the
Heritage
big
is in
Christian
London. They're in
evangelical
London.
thing.
the
And
best.
Yeah, but
Labour's
the
met
big-
with heritage loads of times.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Rachel, one of the big differences between us and the Americans is that they're a lot more religious than we are. Like here,
Well, don't you think
one.
it's funny that a bunch of reform people voted to bring back British values by copying exactly what the Americans are doing?
Yeah, shocker.
Yeah, but they
that funny?
see America. They see
I just
America
thought it was
as
so
British.
funny to me.
They
It's
see
like,
America
I was
as
like, oh, we gotta bring back British values here, British people. Just take care of
Now,
our
wait,
own.
now wait a
And then
minute.
Nigel Farage goes, okay, we're gonna do all the stuff the Americans just did.
Right.
I need.
Yeah.
If I can
It's
have,
going so well.
if I can have 10 seconds, I have a plan. I know this
Here
is
we
this is
go.
gonna upset a couple of people, but
It's
just
about
hear me.
revolution. We're gonna
No,
have the
no, no,
revolution
no.
now.
Just hear me
Yeah.
to the end. Just hear me to the end.
I know
How
what you're gonna
about
say.
how about all of you kind, empathetic UK people come on over here. We'll send MAGA to that island.
That's
You
not
never
what I do.
you never
No.
have to deal with it again.
MAGA
You get
island.
all kinds of weather. You got beaches now. And then guess what? It'll be a great
They're on an
place.
island. They got beaches.
It'll be a
Surf
great
Island
place.
beats Magger Island.
Sorry, is
Yeah,
this
just put them
is
all
the,
up there, and then you guys can
This
come
is
down here.
Trump's
and we'll
Gaza
have
plan,
so-
isn't it, Mikey?
We'll have so much.
Yeah.
There'll be so
Blow
much
it
room
up.
for us.
Level it.
We
Build.
we all have to leave England so that you can import
So,
a bunch
I'm just
of
saying,
idiot
if they
Republicans, basically.
want it, I say let's give them there.
Mikey, I have a slight
You
modification.
guys come over here. We
to
got
that
tons of
plan.
space.
They can do their own capitalism.
L.A., New
There's-
York, Chicago. They'll be at your fingertips. It'll be a.
There's an
I've always
Mikey,
said that
Mikey,
the Americans
just
should split in half. Go on.
well, there's an island off
No,
the
no,
coast
no.
of Scotland
Top or
which was
bottom?
known as Anthrax
Yeah,
Island.
there.
And they spent loads of money trying to clear the place off, but it's still like not the
Yeah.
greatest
Okay.
place.
Counter offer.
And
if we
the
tell
people who
them-
live there don't really last very long, so can't we just move all the MAGA to there? Like,
Count-
I'm sure
Yeah, and if we
77
tell them
million
that-
standing up could fit on that
Few
island.
lampposts. Yeah.
It'd be
We
like,
tell
I
them
always
that
said, why don't we
anthrax
just
is-
split America. Split it. Like,
Or-
or different governments. See
Count-
what happens on the Democrat side. See what happens on the Republican side. See who lasts longer.
Counter offer. We send them all to Ginger Island.
no.
Okay, well then they're
Last
going
night-
to
That's
fucking there,
gotta
and
be
you're
a-
coming
a
over
MAGA
here.
free place. That's
Right.
The only
In the
reason why
middle
I
of
say
a-
no is it's not going underwater fast enough.
All right.
in the middle of
All right,
our,
everybody, go get your
live
coal.
cast.
Do your part.
Right.
Mikey,
There's resources.
Time to burn some
there.
coal,
If you
people.
get
Have you
resources,
cut down
you
a-
can take a few
Exploit.
sandbags.
Have you
Yeah.
cut down a tree today? Have you helped Ginger Island go deeper under the ocean?
We,
Yeah.
Bring a sack
last
of soil.
night, Mikey, we did end up deciding that we were all going to move to Ginger Island, but then I staged a coup, and half the chat decided that we were going to take the higher ground, and Graham said there was no higher ground.
Turned into Lord of the Flies.
Well, it got really
Piggy
tricky when
has
Graham
the
started being a
conch.
bit dictatorish about naming the capital. Like he insisted that he
Gingero.
was going to name the capital.
I'm sick of this. Every time I come up with an idea, someone else is like, "Oh, I want the naming rights on this." He's the worst for this. You come up with a great idea like "fuck your bins" as a name for a podcast, and he's like, "No."
Brenna,
Like, why? Because I didn't come up with it.
Brenna,
he
isn't
did
that
come up with A.
offensive to us?
Thompson and
That's
other
I'm actually really
disappointments.
offended by
thank
that
you.
one.
That's offensive to
I'm
us.
We
sorry.
are the bin network. We are the bin.
Shit, I didn't
What's
realise.
it stand for?
We can't call it "fuck your bins."
Well, if
we
you
will-
do, we're gonna have a counter podcast
Yeah.
to your podcast, and we're just gonna bash you
It's a
guys.
completely different
24/7.
word. It's
Fuck
a
your
different
politics social.
meaning.
Do you know,
There you go.
you know the origin story of "fuck your bins"? Do you know where that comes from? It's not a slight.
Hatred towards us.
No, it was a Labour and Labour MP.
Not
said it
everything
in
is
a
about
Needless
you,
hard
Mikey.
work.
He said it in a leaked WhatsApp group, right, about a resident. It's so funny, Graham. I can't remember. Graham, you remember the details better than
Yeah,
me.
it was an MP called Andrew Gwynn, who
That's
I've
it.
actually gone for a pint with on this channel.
Years
You
ago.
can actually go and watch me and Johnny Reynolds have a pint with him. And he was in a private WhatsApp chat, and he said that,
Signalgate.
you know, one of the things he would love to say to a particular constituent of his who was always going on about her bins was "fuck your bins." And like, you're not supposed to say that as a politician, clearly.
Right.
But objectively, it was fucking hilarious.
Funny.
That is
He didn't actually say it to her, but he didn't say it to her. He just said it. That's
she
the sort of thing he'd
she
like
knows-
to be able to
she
say,
knows-
but he can't.
She knows who she is.
Now we actually say it to
Fuck
each
your
other
bins.
as like a kind of like term of endearment. Like almost, it's like, oh, fuck your bins. No,
She's scrolling through Twitter and she's like, goes out in the garage. Oh, babies, don't look.
No,
Babies, just stay
no.
off of social
It's
media
not
today,
about
okay?
you.
It's not
it was,
you.
it was generally
can't
like,
believe he
I mean,
said that.
it was just generally like just a proper fuck you to the resident because they were getting on his tits, and then
The
Um,
bin should be 14 centimeters from the curb, but they're over here at 10 centimeters.
Oh,
much.
Oh, that
What-
happens
what's
here.
it called?
Mikey.
Mikey, is it better? Is it a residents association? What's it called in America?
HOA.
where-
HOA.
oh, the
HOA, and that
scam of
stands
this
for what?
Homeowners Associate.
Homeowners
Yeah.
Association. That's what America's been taken over by. It's been taken over by a massive
Yes.
homeowners
Yeah.
organization.
It's
That
such a
is-
scam.
Everybody's a Karen.
Yeah.
yeah,
Marjorie
Yeah.
Taylor Greene is their pope.
the triumph of the Karens.
She's
Wow.
the first female pope of the Karens.
Yeah.
And Bobert's her understudy cardinal.
Female poop of the
But
car.
I mean, I've seen some TikTok videos about these homeowners associations. And
They're crazy.
objectively,
whatever they
again,
want.
No, they're insane.
Fucking hilarious. It's like the other end of the telescope of My Super Sweet 16. Do you remember that show on MTV where
Yes.
Yeah.
girls and boys would go fucking nuts because their parents would buy them like a Ferrari for their 16th
And then
birthday,
first,
and it would be the wrong color, and they'd have a fucking meltdown. They're like, I
Not-
wanted it to
not-
be blue and it's red. I hate you.
It wouldn't even be that. It would be like the wrong red
Yeah.
or the wrong blue.
Yes.
I wanted
It's
the
like-
candy apple red, not the
This is
cinnamon
lipstick,
red.
and I hate you,
I
Daddy.
wanted candy apple.
I never want to see you, but you ruined it. You've ruined it. There was one where a girl got shown the car that she was going to get for a 16th birthday, a fucking car, brand new,
16.
fucking sports car, and she didn't want to see it before the actual party, and because she saw it before
This
the party.
was the problem, guys. This is
Yeah,
how we've
you
gotten to
think
where we are
I-
right now.
I saw a video
program-
of a kid that was
programs
so
like
This is
that.
disappointed.
America.
I saw a video of a kid so disappointed with the brand new car that he got because it was the wrong color that he took it out and wrote it off on a video. This was
Wow.
3 years ago. I remember seeing this video. It was like, are you kidding me?
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Crazy.
meanwhile, everybody in this dimension is over here like, man, if I
My-
sell 13
My soul, my
gallons
kidney.
of blood
Right.
and then
There's no
work
cure for being a
63
cunt.
hours of overtime, I think we're gonna make rent.
Well, the first car I was
Yeah.
given is when I was 17. I got my brother's old hand-me-down. It had a hole in the. I could put my feet through the floor. The
Your
Flintstones.
That's a
Flintstone car.
That's a
Like-
that's a feature. That's so your
Dangerous.
feet don't get hot.
Yeah.
It's
It was a
ventilation.
1968 Mark 1 Escort. It had a hole in the floor, and I could put my
Guys,
feet
I'm
through
so poor that I can't eat. I've never had a car.
Are we
I don't
getting
even know how to
digging now?
drive.
Like you had a car?
I've never had a car.
I've got a
My
couple
mom
of
said,
super
buy me a
chats.
car.
I've got a couple of super chats before we go on about the car thing. I'll come to you in a second, Mike. Michael Warner in the chat has been a member for 3 months. Well done, saying constipated alleyway queues. Hurrah! That sounds like something that you'd put down on a card in Cards Against Humanity. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
it does.
yeah.
What
in
was
his
that
new
about?
term of office, Obama is promising to give everyone constipated alleyway queues. Questionable obscenity. Thanks so much for the £5 super chat. In the UK, cadets, you start firing live rifles at the age of 13.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I didn't want to
fired-
say at the time, but I was an army cadet at first.
Oh, you look like one. It's the glasses.
Yeah.
Gives it away.
So
Were
Is it
you?
like, yeah, was it?
Can't
Was,
see
it's
it.
like if
I
or
can
something.
I can fire a Lee Enfield 303 rifle.
I remember the Lee Enfield.
Yeah, we
What
were
are you talking
we
about?
were-
You're such a soy boy. His hetero lives in Brighton. You don't.
we were
The
literally
only gun you've ever
second-
fired. You're
in fact,
no.
in
Like,
fact, the
what are
Lee
you talking
Enfield
about?
303 rifle is a First World War rifle. And
I
that's
love-
what
It
our
is.
kids were being
Scott
trained to fight
calling-
with. At
Yes.
the
I
time.
love Scott calling Mike a soy boy.
I feel-
My
Soy
nice.
boy who lives
I
in
f-
Like,
Brighton.
Kate, calm
I,
down.
I feel like I have this like bond with all of the armed forces because in freshman year doing the Marine Corps ROTC, I grand thumbed myself and I was like, I'm part of the crew now.
What does
I've done it.
grantham
What's-
yourself
what-
mean?
See, you just dropped something that no one even knows what that means.
Exactly.
That's where Margaret Thatcher was born. What did you do? Did you become Margaret Thatcher?
To pull the
It's
action
like getting
back.
fingered by Graham. Sorry.
It's maybe. I don't know. How never mind. You pull the thing back and then your finger gets stuck and then it pinches your thumb.
Trapped.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
like a Saturday night to me.
I've got an
It
idea.
has to do with
Scott.
stuck thumbs and metal.
Scott, I've got an idea for a podcast
Pull the
for you,
charging
mate.
handle back.
Right,
Sounds
just
like a
tell me to
Saturday
fuck
night.
off if you want, right? Listen. I'll be your producer on this. I want you to be gay Andrew Tate. So it's basically Andrew Tate, but you're gay.
Gay.
That's it.
Gandrew
That's
Tate.
it.
Gandrew
Like,
Tate.
just talk like you're Andrew Tate,
That's
but
like
you're
taking
gay.
the place of that guy who
Gandrew
got
Taint?
thrown into prison
Yes.
this week.
Gandrew
What was his
Taint.
name? Andrew Tate. Who was Santos?
Yeah.
Oh, George
George
Santos.
DeSantos.
Santos.
Yeah.
Lady
He-
Oh,
George.
right, it's George
Oh,
Santos.
poor,
he's-
poor
he's-
Georgie
He reminds
boy.
me- He reminds me of
Oh,
Gizmo
he's
from
in
What
the
We Do in the
slam.
Shadows. He reminds me of Guillermo from
Yeah.
What We
He
Do in the
does
Shadows.
remind me of Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah, he does look just like him. It's a
Sorry,
sample.
that's probably really
on the-
racist, and I shouldn't say it, but
on
it
the
does.
on the bin, we've been covering Georgie Boy for years, and it is, man, there is no way we saw this coming 2-3 years ago. It was
What?
like, yo, he's gonna
Yeah.
get busted. Yo, not the OnlyFans. No, you didn't steal the identities of all of the
What?
people
The
who donated
wire
to your
fraud
cause
wasn't enough for
just
you?
to spend it out. Like he used campaign money for OnlyFans and other
Yeah.
things to enjoy while watching
Yourself.
OnlyFans.
He's got
Yeah,
a
that's
lovely
like,
extended
dude,
holiday.
come on, dude.
Is
Not
Trump
with the
gonna pardon him?
constituent. That's what
At
I'm.
least he'll get
That's
all
what
the
I'm
dick he
thinking.
wants.
Well, I mean, he stole from
Mind you,
people's
isn't he
mamas and
denied the
stuff.
fact that he's gay? He's
Well,
denied
this is Michael Warner in the chat saying, "Psst, Andrew Tate is gay." Yeah, that's the joke. That is
God,
the
yeah,
joke.
of course.
Yeah,
Of course he is. He's gay and he has
Yeah.
a small penis.
I don't think he has a penis. From what I've
So
seen,
it's like
Um,
a Josh's bonnet down there.
It's an
Yeah,
innie
right.
nutty.
It's an
You
innie.
got some-
It's a. Oh.
No one is that
Ouch.
that bitter unless they have a small penis. No one.
Typically, people are more
I
calm.
mean,
that
Scott,
explains. That totally
I'd like
explains
to object
J.K.
to your
Rowling.
generalization. Some of us are
He's
fine
a
with it.
bitter man. Like
Yeah,
that.
but I'm-
No, he has
I'm
a
not-
small pee-pee.
I'm not
A
bitter.
girl told him he had a small pee and he went out and made a podcast.
I think
I think some. I
Is
think.
that,
I
is
honestly.
that the 1-to-1 ratio there?
I honestly.
Literally, that is what happened.
I hate. I don't want to. I don't want to do any like victim blaming here, but I think there are a handful of women out there that are responsible for the manosphere. someone broke these little boys.
oof.
Someone told them about themselves, and they have
told
lost
them.
their. They looked right at it and they
did, no,
laughed,
these women,
and they
these-
fucking
I've-
lost it.
I
Some
think these
woman
women
broke
very-
Of
them.
course, it's a woman's fault. Of course,
It's always a
It
woman's
is.
fault. Yeah, I'm with Tan on this one.
I'm
But
just saying-
Mikey, no.
I'm just-
no, Mikey.
I'm just.
No.
Fuck's
They
sake,
do it,
mate.
Mikey. They do it to themselves. The incels.
I
do
think
this
so
to
too.
themselves.
I'm just.
I think they go into the locker room.
Male loneliness epidemic is
Oh,
their
Go,
own
in,
damn
go
fault.
into the locker room.
Male
They
pathetic.
go into the locker room.
And
they
you know
get in
that-
the gym,
you
know
they
they
get their
probably-
muscles, and then they notice that their peepees are a lot
You're
smaller
still
than
on
the
the
other
dicks.
guys in the locker room.
It's Scott.
100% this is
What
about dick
happens
size.
when you
100%.
take steroids,
These people, these boys, have never spoken to a woman. Okay,
That's
so they
what-
see a
that's-
woman
that
across,
was the other part of it.
across the road.
That was the other
and
part
then
of my
they
joke.
Imagine in their
Right.
heads walking over the road and saying, "Hey, would you like to go on a date?"
Yep.
And she
Yep.
says, "Haha, no fucking way, you ugly little fucker.
See, this,
go and
this is
die a
what they were
virgin."
told.
And then
They
they,
were told you
burst into
can't-
tears at the imagined slight that the
Yeah.
woman across the road has just given them.
See, they've
That's
been
it.
told
That's
their
it.
entire lives that you can't talk to girls. Girls are different creatures. You can't talk to them.
Can't be friends with
Yeah.
girls.
They are-
You
they-
can't be
and
friends
they are,
because
and they are
you-
objects. They are pornographic
Yeah.
objects.
And
They
what
are being
happens is
fed
then
that
they
as well.
don't learn how to communicate with girls, and girls learn how to communicate with each other because that's all we have. We're not supposed to be friends with boys either, but we learn how to communicate with each other. Boys, when they do not know how to do that, then turn into incels.
Yeah.
They don't know
And
how to
they just
communicate
they
with
just
other
go on
boys.
the Twitter, and they say mean things about
Yeah, I was
Oh,
just
they
trying. I was.
criticize us on
I was-
Wait,
women.
Mikey, you
Yeah.
are right in a way because there is a woman responsible, which is his mum, who should have had a wank instead of giving birth to.
You women
So
need to
it's
stop
like-
giving birth to these incels.
Exactly, stop birthing men. And, you know, it goes back.
Should
No
have been-
more
should-
men
it-
births.
it Should have been a drip
Use
out
your
from
own.
the diaphragm. It
Well,
should have been a
when the
drip
baby
from
comes
the
out
diaphragm.
and it's male, they need to do what the Spartans did. Just
Put him in prison.
Discard.
In
There you
prison,
go.
yeah. See, my
somebody else
Tansky,
raise
my
that.
idea is coming back into. It's coming into focus now,
straight
right?
into prison.
It was my
You
idea.
gotta earn your way out.
Men in prison, and you said you extended it to white men. I think.
Yeah, until proven innocent.
I still
I've,
think
There
that's
you
I've
go.
got a bunch of. I've got a bunch of.
Until proven not an incel.
I've got.
I like women.
How
Prove
how
your
are you gonna
ability
do
to
that while
talk
you're in
to
jail
women.
with other men? That's all you.
No, you're that went to proven innocent.
Well, they'll
but
see
now
their
what can I
penises
say?
are small in jail as well when they go to jail because.
He's still going on about dicks.
Scott.
Scott.
100%.
God.
I'm convinced this is the reality.
Scott's
of it.
general
God.
societal view is about measuring dicks.
No,
basically.
not general
It is.
societal view. This is about the incels.
That's
I reckon, on average, the incels have smaller PPs than the general male population.
It's true. Yeah, and
This is a new
you know, I
podcast
keep
Is
this.
this a bad thing to say? Jen?
Why? Why does
I
he
keep
have
this
it? Why
close
does he
to
have
hand
it?
permanently.
Mikey. Just imagine it.
This is how I
What?
assess all of my male relationships. basically.
Gee.
And that is
Very
exactly
important.
how you should assess them. But in all seriousness, in all
You're not
seriousness-
helping, Scott. You're not helping.
In
Not
all
the size.
seriousness,
It's what you do with it that counts.
Yeah.
Clearly.
that's very
Clearly.
true. But
What
what I'm trying to say is, no, I honestly
not the
think
most
that,
important
I think
thing
that
in
has
the whole
something to do with
interaction.
it. That has something to do with it. There's an insecurity that is so embedded within these incels that there has to be something physical as well as emotional.
We
and
discussed this on
intellectual.
the Gate show, the Gate 8 show. You can
Yeah.
Gatekeeper.
you can talk about gatekeeper. That's gate.
I don't know why you guys keep trying to fob me off to doing my own podcast. This is not the first time this subject has come up.
We know about
You
your.
should do a podcast doing this. You should
Yeah,
do a
you'd
pod-
be
I'm
great.
not doing any
Come on.
podcasts anymore. I'm
We're
done
just
my
casting.
podcasting.
We're
No,
casting you. That's all.
but
Hey,
Scott,
there you
all
go.
you'll have to do is speak, and I'll just do all the rest. I'll
We're
do
just-
all the production and the
We're just
thumbnail.
throwing up ideas. You just throw it right back if you don't like it.
Because
We'll just keep on
I think
going.
it would be
There
you go. 899.
fucking
Throw it right
brilliant.
back.
I think it would be absolute fucking.
Is it that
gold.
far-fetched of a theory, though?
No.
What? No.
It's not a far-fetched theory. No.
There's a physicality
And
as well as an
because
emotional thing.
they don't have any like honest
I-
interactions with other people, so they're getting all of their knowledge about the human body through porn.
From
So
porn.
Yeah.
so if you
Right,
so if you
yeah.
think
Right.
so if you just constant just like the images in media that young ladies have to deal with. Porn is over there on the opposite side of it, making men feel completely inadequate because they don't have some baseball bat between their legs, and they expect, okay, boys, if you're if you're out there and you're thinking that that's what you need, if you show that to a young lady, she's going to put you out. And where do you plan on putting that thing? And what do you plan on doing with that? Okay, yeah, bye-bye.
They're sitting in their basements eating What's-Its, playing video games. The only representations is the what's in. Have you seen the women in video games? The waists are 5 inches, and they're out here, and their boobs are that way. I mean, you wouldn't function as a woman. But that's the image of women they see.
I only picked that character for the agility bonus.
That's why they think they can judge.
It may surprise you all to know that most video game characters are created by men. So
so their expectation of a woman is their video game fantasy, and anybody outside of that is not considered a woman.
And porn fantasy, absolutely.
I saw a documentary once called Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Sorry, Mikey. When they see a real woman,
because
she packs a punch, she's a bloke in a dress.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mikey.
We need to have a separate
I think
Zoom with us ladies.
Not today.
Like this idea of like ideals that no one's ever going to achieve, push young men down the pipeline, the toxic masculinity pipeline. But the same thing pushes women of a certain age down the fucking turfy the timeline or whatever.
Oh, I'm not going down the turfy, but obviously the older you get, you're looking at magazines all the time, and they're always,
Photoshop
telling you how gross you are,
telling you what to wear, how to be.
It's instilled into you from birth. I saw something the other day about 90s eyebrows, and it's in the grand scheme of things, it's nothing. But that eyebrow never fully grown back because the beauty standard in the 90s was to have like really thin eyebrows.
Yeah.
It's a thread.
Oh yeah.
I don't have eyebrows anymore because we were told that. That was the attractive beauty standard, and it changes. And women's body.
And now you've got to look like Groucho Marx.
But women's body is not.
I kept my bushy eyebrows.
This is
house brow.
Yeah.
Our bodies are not there to be trends. Our bodies are just fucking bodies.
If you go into a Boots in the UK, it's full of tanning stuff to make your skin darker. If you go into a Boots or equivalent in Malaysia, it's full of skin whitening
Make
cream.
your skin paler.
Bleach.
Yeah.
And it's like.
And skin, hair relaxing products for women of color, and then you've got ways to make your hair all curly if you're
volumizing, curling,
back knickers.
You wouldn't believe the amount. You wouldn't believe the amount of money I have to pay for this.
The knickers, the smoothing knickers.
Oh, did you see your boy? Did you see your boy Elon walking out to the Air Force One with his little little girdle? You can see all the little rolls going over the top.
Boy. He was wearing what do they call them on TikTok? They call them
waist trainers.
Tops. No,
they call them waist trainers.
Yeah. He got them. He got their long ass underwear that come all the way up past your ribs.
I want to his nipples.
Yeah.
Weird
Jesus.
He got the super wedgie pants.
Muffin top.
He had a muffin top, but it was like at his rib cage, and I was like,
hang on, it was up to the like.
Yeah, because that's where it stopped.
No, because he's built like a Tesla, isn't he? Like not a Tesla,
a Cybertruck.
Like a Cybertruck.
Oh,
he's angular. He's like he looks like a human.
Is that him? Why him and Trump got on so well?
He lay on the floor and he built like a damn dustpan.
Yeah.
Wow.
He got that dustpan body, girl. You know you like that dustpan body. Real wide. Got a little arc on the. Got an angle on that bitch. It's about 45 degrees. Come on. You know.
I've got a couple of super chats to go through. So I just want to say huge thanks to Alan Jackson for the super chat. As long as the bins are consenting adults. We
are not.
Andy Thompson, £5 super chat. Get around demonetization. Set the show description of your Sunday chat to. It's all about 1980s Dennis Taylor's glasses and spell it far Q bins, like a far,
Oh.
like a,
Oh.
and then Andy says sorry.
Yeah, quite right too. Andy. But
So thanks.
you did pay
Andy.
for the privilege of that
Apology
pun, so it's
accepted.
okay.
He did. He paid. That was a £5 super
Yeah,
chat.
exactly.
That joke was worth £5.
Your apology
Um,
was
There you go.
accepted.
Your apology has been accepted. Questionable absentee. Did Mike ever get to play with the Bren?
Yes.
Brenner, do you what? No, what's going on here?
Whoa. I
We used to
I did-
compete and take it apart and reassemble it with a blindfold, and it is great fun on the 400
is this
meters range.
Brett,
Canadian
no.
military thing?
Yeah, I think
LMG.
so.
Terrible military post,
It's
but yeah,
done.
I did get to take a Bren gun apart. Yeah.
I didn't
There
get
you
to
go.
that part.
There you go. And Alan Jackson says, I'm autistic and avoid neurotypicals because they're weird. Thank you very much for the super chat. I don't avoid neurotypicals because they're weird. They avoid me because I annoy them too much. I just won't shut
We're
up.
all in
Apparently,
here, Graham.
I'm like Woody
Yeah.
Woodpecker.
We can hear
I'm like
you.
Woody Woodpecker tapping onto the side of your head.
Is
That's
that what
I've
you've been told by an autistic person?
No, by a neurotypical.
Oh,
How do they know they're
Oh.
neurotypical?
How do I know they're neurotypical?
How do people know
Because they
they're
told
it. Cricket.
neurotypical? I'm not sure I know anybody who's neurotypical.
Maybe they have a life.
Half the panel here are neurotypical.
Are they? Who?
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 Oh, great. I should have some question
Hands
marks
up,
to
who
come up
is
on
Hey,
stage.
neurotypical?
hey, this isn't a Scarlet Letter
no,
Fest.
sorry,
What
I
are we
meant,
doing right now?
Neurodivergent. Oh, sorry, I got the wrong thing. I'm sorry.
Graham. Graham, you should ask.
Because a couple of you guys have ADHD. I'm not being an asshole. A couple of you guys have ADHD,
Oh,
right?
we've got various things.
Tan and I were diagnosed together.
Dyslexic.
Yeah, right.
So
just like in
You're
Disco
neurodivergent,
2000s.
right?
I'm currently, since about 4 or 5 weeks, sitting on the forms to get assessed. For
I was there.
radiation.
I was,
yeah, I'm a bit behind.
3 months.
know what?
to send
I,
off
um,
my
th-
form.
Oh, is that
recently-
all?
3 months, but it took me 2 months to fill it out.
Oh no, I literally
Oh my God.
my GP told me the website where to go to, and I came home, sat down and filled it out. It was done half an hour after I got home.
She got a
Not
different.
much
She got a
different.
different spicy than our spicy.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
shit would have been
Yeah.
there for about 6 months.
No, because I knew it was either that or
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch it for 6 months, and I have to go back to get the URL again because I will have forgotten what to look up.
How long were you waiting, Tan,
Me? How long waiting for what?
for your appointment
Assessment.
assessment?
Well,
ADHD.
the first time I was on a waiting list for a year and a half, called in to check, and they said, "Oh, we didn't. You've been rejected by the NHS." So then I went, and they didn't even tell me that I'd been rejected. I was just thought I was in a
Charming.
waiting list for a year and a half.
So you were rejected. What do they mean by that? Like,
Oh, they just said, "Oh, when
You're a
because
reject.
because you've already been
They pointed.
diagnosed with stress disorder, we're just going to
Yeah.
think of that." So they didn't even get me
so
to
you
think
didn't get an assessment or anything?
as a woman, no, but no, nothing. But I got
Fucking
put
hell.
in with that, and oh, that's going to help the stress disorder, isn't it?
Yes.
I was like, okay, right, took it, went to Right to Choose, went down that route, was waiting another year and a half, and I did thought, oh fuck, I haven't checked in after a year and a half. I was like, shit. So I checked in, they were like, oh, your referral bounced back after a week. And I was like, okay, I'm going to sue you. And they're like, okay, we'll sort you out of an appointment then. And they, like, it took a lot for me to get to the point of saying, like, this is negligence. Like, I'm
Yeah,
going to sue.
yeah.
you. And
That's the problem is
said-
probably incompetence as well, because I got mine entirely by accident.
well, they within 8
They were
weeks.
supposed to book me in for a COVID test, and I ended up doing an ADHD test.
Well,
Yo, they can't read.
Wrong door.
Welcome to the
Different.
NHS.
Yeah, and then
Bro,
they,
they
and then they
can't
pestered
read.
me to do it. They
Yeah.
sent
mean,
me this
That's like when I go
questionnaire,
to
and I'm going,
Aldi
"No, that's
and I
not
go
what I
in to buy
wanted."
one thing and I
I
come
went-
out with like a lawnmower or
not
something.
the middle aisle, mate.
I went in for an appendix and
Thing
got gender
is-
reassignment
You live
surgery.
in
yeah.
Some-
Yeah, it wasn't a choice. Rachel.
Some of my trans
Tan.
friends are rather up in arms now about the promise by Labour that all trans kids are going to get tested for autism. Hallelujah! We're finally going to get diagnoses more quickly.
Yeah, they're still trans, but they also.
Yeah, exactly.
But-
But at least they're...
Doesn't it scream to you though that it's trying to find an excuse for them being trans.
Of
Yeah, but
course
that's
it
the
is.
whole thing about
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the first thing that popped
Same
into my
thing
head.
about
I'm not the
being
only one
gay.
that thought
It's
that.
just,
Like
oh,
they're
yeah.
trying to find
If you're
something.
trans,
yeah.
you've got a
Yeah.
mental disorder.
Trans
Yeah,
is the
something's
bad
wrong.
outcome. Everything. It's got. Is it? Are you autistic? Have you got? Are you
Yeah.
got depression? Is it? Are you
Trauma.
from Mars? No. Oh well, he might be trans. The
Oh, you-
trans is the bad outcome for them.
Right.
This
Yeah.
is what I
Yeah.
think the JFK announcement that he's going to get to the bottom
RFK.
of autism by
RFK.
September.
RFK.
RFK,
RFK.
sorry.
All
Don't
right.
he's
talk
gonna-
about JFK.
Sorry, what's
Yeah,
what's
sorry,
he getting
sorry,
on the
sorry.
bottom
Yeah, it's
of?
still too soon.
He's-
He's gonna make a database of
Are we sure it's not young girls he's getting on the bottom of?
Oh, more than
Sorry.
likely, but no, he
Oh,
announced
yeah.
that he was going to solve autism by September.
Oh,
He
is he
did.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he now?
He was gonna
Well,
do it
I
in
already
July.
know
He
where
was gonna do it in
Dead
July.
by smallpox.
He's like, he
Autism
said
is genetic.
he
already
said
You gotta have
he
a
said he
final
was
solution like
he-
they did with the T4 program.
he said he was
What
gonna
they're
do it
gonna
in
do-
July, but it's getting pushed back till September. Like, so he's
Yeah.
just got to get some final things together.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
a
because
final
there's been,
solution.
Final
there's
life.
been
Psychopath.
fewer pirates than there were
Yeah.
in the past. That's made autism go up. You see, so if we have more pirates, we'll have less autism.
Hey,
Mm.
what? Where? When? What? What?
Because
The pirates.
correlation is causation, isn't it? Isn't that the thing?
Ah.
That
Well,
they want to ban.
well, Graham, would you like to buy this ring I have here? It keeps away the rhinos.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Notice-
I'll get one of them.
Notice no rhinos around us.
Yeah. But I want one of them. Those
It-
Republicans in name
it
only.
works, it works
Get them
100%
away
of the
from me.
time, as you can
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. But Robert F. Kennedy is terrifying. He's like the final villain boss.
And
on a
people
fucking
wanted him
video
to be
game.
president.
He's not the final villain boss. He's only level 6.
Is that because his name ends
He
with
sounds
FK?
horrible.
His worm
sounds
is the
like he's
final
been
boss.
Gargling glass.
He sounds like a washing machine being
Don't make
kicked
me
up
pull
the
it out, Mikey.
stairs.
I will.
Like he actually does sound like.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Well,
sounds like the
hopefully,
least
yeah. He sounds
healthy
like-
person on the planet.
In
I've
charge
never-
of
He
health.
sounds like what Mitch
He's
McConnell
in charge of our
looks
health,
like.
Graham.
Do you know what I mean? Like Mitch McConnell.
That's how McConnell should talk.
That's what McConnell. Yeah, he sounds like what Mitch McConnell should sound like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember the
Corroded,
show?
dead being. Huh?
Does anyone remember the show from the 1980s? It was a Jerry Anson puppet show and had Zelda in as the witch.
Terrorhawks.
Yeah.
Terrorhawks.
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 Yeah, remember how Zelda used to speak and she was
Yeah.
all like she's kind of bubbly in a
Yeah.
like,
Terrorhawks.
He reminds me of Zelda from the Terrorhawks.
See,
I
Dragon.
saw a drag queen that
I
looked like
feel-
Zelda. from
As
Terrorhawks.
does Katie Hopkins, who is honestly
Oh.
the spit of her.
He
I-
came up as a friend request suggestion on Facebook.
What?
Pardon?
Katie
people
Hopkins?
you might want to be friends with on Facebook. She came up as a suggested friend on Facebook.
Oh my,
Oh
goodness.
my God! I take it you told Facebook to fuck off.
So
Oh, that's what Facebook are pushing those
bad.
people.
Ew.
now. They're
I-
pushing
Hey,
those sort of
Facebook,
people.
fuck off! And when you get there, fuck off a bit more.
Genuinely,
Remember,
before you
it's
were
Facebook
like,
wants to be
like-
right wing. They're pushing these people on.
Like
Oh,
I
I
was like,
Zuckerberg.
look,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it came from. It's like it's such a trolling attempt, man. It's like what you.
Yeah, it's part of the plan.
It's all your
I know
fault.
it sounds
I'm
very
not on site.
conspiratorial, but like Zuckerberg, this whole he wants to right wingify the Facebook. Isn't he?
It's
It's a
all your
doggo.
fault. All of your fault. I'm not on social media.
You know how everyone
Well,
automatically now follows.
The only reason I know
President
the
Trump?
world is bad because of you lot. Keep telling me about it. You know, otherwise
Oh,
I
Rachel.
won't know.
We need to.
Rachel, have we
pretend that everything's
mentioned this
awesome.
week the world's really bad? It's really
Right.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
No,
Thanks.
it's not. Canada
It's
Canada
going to
had a
hell
really
in a
good result in
handbasket.
their election. Peter Pocket, who was the leader of the cunts on the other side, he's lost his seat like a twat. And Sinners is really good. And someone in the chat today said, I went to see Sinners because you recommended it and it was really good.
No,
Commode
Go and
gave
see
it a
Sinners.
Did you guys
incredibly
talk
good
about it
review
on the
as well.
rabbit?
Speaking
Graham, but I
Speaking
saw
of-
Conclave and I really thought that was excellent.
Speaking of Ryan Coogler, did you guys know that he got pretty much at gunpoint, like pulled out of a bank because he was like pulling cash out of his account? It was like during COVID, so he had like a mask on, so I guess the people didn't recognize who he was. But he was just going to the bank and he's got like a housekeeper or whatever, and he pays her cash, and like he just wanted to like grab some of his own money with his own thing and to tell her like, you know, hit the panic button, and the fucking cops showed up and pulled him out, gunpoint, the whole thing. This is the guy. He like, I mean, Black Panther was like maybe
Yeah.
a year out. This is like
Yeah.
a year after Black Panther or something like that. Yep. fucking cops pulled him out of the bank for him trying to get his own money. Like he's not filthy fucking rich. Like, dude, he's got a Disney movie. I think he's got some money in his account.
It's fine.
I mean, at the end of the day, guys, it's gotten a lot worse than that in America. You know, you guys don't hold trials anymore. So yeah.
No. We just send
Yeah.
people to El
There's
Salvador.
You just send them away.
Photoshop MS.
Sorry, guys.
Oh,
I thought this
There
was
is a
literally.
trial. They'll
It
arrest the
said
judge.
MS-13 on his hand.
Do you want me to show you the photograph, Scott?
I will show you the photograph.
It's like in
Fucking
perfect
idiot.
Times New Roman across it.
Oh,
It's like, are you guys that stupid? That's stupid.
Yes.
I don't know who
I
you are,
think he
but
knows this. I think he knows this, but I think it was pure gaslighting. I think he knows that was added in.
Because
No,
he
wants
could
people
shoot
to
somebody
believe.
on
No.
Fifth Avenue and
No,
won't
I think he's that
lose any
thick.
Yeah.
supporters.
I
I
think
don't-
exactly
he
what
thinks
it
that
is.
if he flies over Greenland, he will see the word Greenland written
Yeah.
across Greenland.
He
on
is
the
dumb.
You
Yeah.
watch. If you watch the whole interview,
aerial.
Scott, honestly,
I did
honestly, he
watch a lot of
believes
it.
it. He believes it.
You
That's
think
the
he
saddest
honestly
bit.
Yeah.
believes
Do you
Yes.
think this
Yeah.
person is
Roman.
Physically, he thinks
No.
it's physically on there.
yeah, his son's a genius because he can turn a computer on.
It's all
The world is
computer.
a wonder for him.
It's all computer.
Hey, you guys want me to start up the Tesla? You want to hear it? You want me to rev
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, yeah.
Stupid motherfucker.
Rev
Do
the
it.
Tesla.
You like, I'm gonna fire it up. You want me to fire it up? Fire what up, dumbass?
Yeah.
It's
What?
electric.
You want to listen to this engine?
You want to listen to the computer go on?
I've upset someone in the,
The
chat, by the
radio?
way.
The radio, you
what
mean?
Graham
I've
did.
upset Alan. I've upset Alan, who said stop being
Uh-oh.
cruel to Zelda. Because I said that she looked like Katie Hopkins.
I've no
I'm
idea.
so sorry, Zelda, you alien witch who
Who are you talking
terrorized the Terrorhawks.
Terrorhawk.
about? Legends of
Terror
Zelda.
Hawks.
are
No,
you?
no, it's a different Zelda. It's
Don't you come for Zelda?
no, I will never. Oh my god, I would never even dream of it. Tan. No, it's a different Zelda.
Mike.
It's Zelda who was married to F. Scott Fitzgerald and possibly wrote all his books, but he got the credit for it.
Hey Tan. Hey
Oh,
Tan.
that's of another Zelda. What?
Hey Tan, did you know that Robin Williams was a huge Zelda fan?
No, I did not. But all the best ones were Rick
Guess-
Mail.
Guess what his
Really?
daughter's name is?
No.
Yeah.
Link.
Link.
Dodongo.
Because they always get it wrong. They always think it's that. But
Yeah, he named
it'd
his
be
daughter
amazing if-
Zelda.
his daughter's called Zelda after.
Yeah.
Oh
The
my!
game.
After the game.
After Legends
The
of Zelda.
game, yeah.
Oh,
Very
that is
sweet.
so cool, man. Honestly, like I've not got any tattoos, but the only tattoo that I want is the Triforce. It's the only one that
I'm
I'd like.
just glad the
That's my
right wing.
favorite stat that I heard this week is that the regret amongst people who have got Harry Potter tattoos
Oh,
is
yeah, I
like
saw
ten
that.
times the
Getting all
amount
covered
of
up.
regret that people have after having gender
there's a-
realignment surgery.
Yeah, having them removed. They're having them. There was a article in the Independent. I think it was Independent about a tattoo company that's setting up to remove any Harry Potter tattoos that you may
Okay.
have. It was. I think
Really?
it was in the Independent. Yeah. So people
Yeah.
regret Harry Potter.
Our,
regret.
our friend Hannah has got a Deathly Hallows tattoo on the back of her neck.
Fucking hell, I
Oh,
don't
my
understand why
ex-boss
people
had
get,
the Deathly
like-
Hallows and had written across her arm always.
Oh
So
my
it
god!
Oh
why
my
do-
absolutely enormous.
I mean,
And I
cultural
just look at her every day going,
cultural phenomenon.
Maybe it's
like
an
that.
advert for the
Yeah.
sanitary towel company.
Yeah.
maybe.
It's just so weird, man. I've never.
Guys, while we're in a lull, I'm gonna go because
I'm
unlike
sorry, I
Graham,
called you a
I'm not.
soy boy, Mike. I love you.
Yeah, I know.
Shut yourself,
I'm-
mate.
Yeah, I'm
Unlike
like-
Graham, I'm not superhuman and I can't do this forever.
Yeah, how many hours you stream this week, Graham?
About 90.
Oh.
Thanks so much, Mike.
He's always
Incredible.
on.
Oh.
Mike, you are an absolute
Mike,
legend.
Mike.
See you
Love
later,
you.
Mike.
Love you all.
Love you.
Take
too.
care, my
Bye.
Bye.
not far behind. My ADHD brain can't handle all the input. It's going, oh, I'm trying, but it's like, oh, there's so much input.
All right, Mike's gone. Let's talk about him.
All right, Johnny
Yeah.
Five.
Mate, you don't know the struggle. I was going to say to our friends from Canada, how are you feeling about having our weird fucking royal family inflicted on you? This
Oh yeah.
What?
Jesus Christ,
We-
Sausage Fingers is coming over for your opening of Parliament with his mad fucking pork.
Oh, is he?
We don't worry about the royal family that much, honestly. Yeah, they come over and they do royal visits, and we get an excuse to have a parade or whatever.
God, what a
Right.
break.
I'd like this.
They're so like secondary to it. They don't really.
Ollie's sounding relaxed.
Yeah.
They're all the Canadians are getting relaxed again now, aren't they? I like them when they're all fired up. They're all like,
Dude.
"It's fine. He's coming. Hey, nice socks." I mean, they're back to themselves, aren't they? They're back to the
Yeah,
normal.
A little bit. Graham, the other day after we went off the air, we were waiting for it to hit 163. Less than 2 minutes after we went off the air, it hit 163. 5 minutes later, it was 164.
Oh, really? Was it that?
Yeah.
Because you were like, oh, it's
Quitters.
going to stay on this now. And it went up to 169. It finished on 169, didn't it?
168.
168,
The,
sorry.
the Quebec seat that we had gotten went back to the Bloc Quebec.
Okay,
And
okay.
it was only by 44 votes, I think it was.
So in the Canadian election, the number you needed for a majority was 172,
Yeah,
and
we got
the Liberal
168.
Party got 168. Now,
the
confusingly, it's
Conservatives-
the Australian election tomorrow, and the Liberal Party in Australia are the Fash. They're the Conservative Party. So they're the baddies in this one. It's like when you're watching an American thing, when the American elections are coming in, and you get a bit confused because in our country, red is left wing and blue is right wing, but they switch it around in America.
It's like the Chris.
Yeah.
Green used to be cheese and onion, and blue was salt and vinegar.
Oh,
Like,
I
what the
hate
round?
that.
Oh no!
Oh, can we talk about that for the next 2 hours?
Oh, what
the
was
fuck?
he?
That was
Light blue, clearly, and dark blue for ready salted.
No,
and
no
green
company,
for cheese and onion.
no
Yeah, but then
company
they
is
swapped it.
allowed. No company is allowed to change their packaging after releasing it. Sorry, if you don't like it, it doesn't matter. I need to be able to grab a bag based on color
Know
and
what
not
that
eat
is.
Absolutely.
peanut butter and garlic or some weird shit. Like,
Don't come to
stop
the UK then.
changing the bags now.
Interesting. I'm gonna try that.
To think we used to have to rely on hunting in the wild, and now you're going, oh, I can't possibly.
Now we're worried about the color of the
Find a
bag.
white
rabbit
in the snow.
I've got a
We'd be like,
question.
"Well, what colour the berries are?"
Yeah, exactly. I've got a
there.
question. I've got a
The tree
question
can't
for
keep changing
Mikey
the
and
color of the
Brenna.
berries. All right.
I've got a question for Mikey and Brenna. What do you think is the best-selling flavour of crisps in the UK, or what you could say chips?
In
Is
the
it something
UK.
In the
disgusting?
UK?
Why
In
would
the
they
UK
know
or in
that?
America?
Hang on, I asked Brenna and Mikey. What do you think is the
'Cause-
best-selling flavour of
Where?
crisps?
Because Canada, it's the all dressing, right? It's
All
the
dressed, yeah.
all dressed one, which is actually pretty damn good.
It's
I'm
really
just saying.
good.
What?
What is
Should-
it?
Just
What
saying.
is
All
that?
dressed. That's what they. That's
What?
the
What,
Canadian number one
what
chip.
does that taste like?
It's like
It's
that's a-
ketchup, barbecue, salt and vinegar, and sweet and sour
But
cream.
like
and onion all
everything.
Literally need to try this. All
It genuinely is
It's so
everything
good.
flavor.
It's very
Yeah.
good.
We had they had some in the store. I had to get some.
I got some
But,
Pringles once.
but for you
in
guys, I'm
Covers
gonna
right
go.
now.
I'm gonna go salt and vinegar.
Yeah, you're right. It's salt
I
and
would say
vinegar.
that.
Is
Yeah,
it?
thought it
I
would be.
found it really,
Yeah.
really difficult to get salt and vinegar anywhere in the United States. Like, it's not a
Barbecue.
very
No.
It's
common
not a
flavour.
thing
not.
anywhere outside the UK.
We have
Yeah.
salt and
Yeah,
vinegar.
you're right.
have
No,
them.
no, 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 no.
It's
no,
we
no.
have salt and vinegar. It's just not. It's not one of.
Not-
It,
it's
it,
not
like
common.
it's
Not
it's
popular.
basically like barbecue is one of the top ones, and like
Paprika?
plain
My
nacho
mom-
cheese is.
My
another
mom
one.
is an English woman, was very, very big on the salt and vinegar crisps, and she used to get them all the time in America. So
In
it was
Australia.
never a
It's-
problem.
It's regular, just plain, like Lay's. Like so, you got your plain, you got your barbecue, sour cream and onion, and if you get your
And don't
thicker-
forget your low salt for
Yeah.
the sodium conscious.
And then if you
stuff.
get a thicker
Hello.
chip like
Hello.
Ruffles,
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. There's the all.
all
if you get a
dressed.
thick-
I'm
Yeah.
looking
It's
this up,
really
guys. I'm
good.
looking
If you come across
We're
some
getting
all
an
dressed,
import
get some
pack.
all
Always
dressed.
Always
That's
you
It's
go
really
for
good.
sour cream and onion, whereas we go like just full cheese and onion. Like
Cheese
it's-
and onion.
Yeah,
So-
they're crazy.
Yeah.
So one thing I noticed about
Tastes the
us
same.
Westerners
Mikey
is
bacon.
they don't.
us Westerners, we never have any of like the cool Asian shit. Like they'll have like shrimp and
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
fish
we have
paste
that. We have corn
and
cocktail.
Do you
Oh,
get
okay.
do you get pickled onion flavour corn chips?
That's not in America.
Mm-mm.
No,
What about
No.
Worcestershire sauce?
not in America.
Right.
You mean war
I
chest?
would
okay,
absolutely-
Mikey, I'm
Do you
not-
wanna dump- do you
I'm
wanna
not
dump
doing this
down on
swap
me?
thing. I'm not doing this swap with the MAGA thing. I'm not doing it.
You know what
Be right
dumbfounded
back.
me when I
I've got to
moved
go
here?
get
It's
some
off
crisps.
now.
No, you're taking them, Graham.
What
No.
dumbfounded me
It is not a choice.
what dumbfounded me when I moved here was beef flavored crisps.
Oh man, they
Absolutely blew
are
my mind.
fucking awesome.
Chicken flavored crisps.
Oh,
Yeah.
chicken's
Oh,
nice.
Burger
flavored.
flavored crisps.
Fucking
Beef
awesome.
flavored
Bacon,
crisps.
bacon,
So,
frazzle.
I mean,
I love
I
frazzle.
love them.
Bacon
I love them
frazzles,
now.
yeah.
It's a type of-
Frazzle.
So since you've
Oh.
been gone, Scott, the people at
Is
Lay's.
that America now?
Yeah.
Chicken flavor.
No, I'm saying since you've been gone, Lay's
What
has
did
been on
you
an
think,
I can't breathe for the first time.
Lay's has been on an absolute, like, I don't know if they got like edibles in the break room or something. Bro, every other week they have some crazy ass flavor and it like tastes like the food. But then they get rid of it and then it's gone and you can never get
That's
it
how
again.
I got the all
Have you had the
dressed.
Kentucky Fried Chicken flavored crisps?
What?
We had
I
those
think
over here
so.
for a while.
I know what
KFC
that is,
flavored crisps.
Mikey.
Because I was working at the grocery store, so like every time something would come in, we were like, buy 2 of the big bags, put in the break room. Store use. We gotta know
We're all
what we're
trying.
selling. So we're trying that shit.
Somebody's
so we
gotta-
try all
Yeah,
We're
that
that
getting
makes
loads
sense.
of love in the chat here for this. Salt and vinegar, that's my least favourite, says George. We've got Monster Munch from Gilly. We've got paprika, is nice, by the way. We've got Smoky Bacon, Space
Yeah.
Raiders. Smoky
No,
Bacon is the
Shelby.
best flavour. Beef Space Raiders. We've got Walker's
Raiders.
roast chicken are a bit marvellous. Real pickled onions on mushy peas with either pie and chips or fish and chips would be good, says
Oh
Super
my
Tiny
God.
going off on one. Anyway, I've got some super chats. Before we go on, Alan Jackson says, I'm autistic and avoid neurotypicals because they're weird. Thank you. Thank you. I agree. They are fucking weird. Can't be dealing with them.
That's funny.
And
That's funny.
there's also questionable sanity in there. Tansky, thanks for suggesting 2073. Dystopian Gold. This movie by
Oh.
our friend Asif Kapadia, which was a bit of a mind fuck, wasn't it?
It was actually like, yeah, I really lost it at points during that film. And ask the person that sent that message in if they chuckled throughout the opening.
I doubt they did. I doubt they were as drunk as we were.
But you were drunk. I
All right, it's not as though Julian Moore and Carol Cadwada and the actual director of the fucking film was in the auditorium
and
with us.
Brian Eno.
And Brian Eno was in the fucking room with us because that would have been really fucking embarrassing.
Oh,
I'd
mate.
never go out in public again.
It's such a hard watch, but it's really important.
It's
I-
very good.
Like, have any of you guys in the chat seen it? No, it's
The trailer freaked me out.
the trailer's bad enough. It's kind of stylized. It's kind of part set in 2073 in this like dystopian future. But then it also goes back to kind of how it happened, and it actually goes through and really neatly explains like the links between the kind of like international far right network and the authoritarians and the tech bros, and how they are basically just fucking the world up. And it's like, if you don't deal with this now, this is pretty much what your future is going to look like a smog filled dystopian fucking nightmare. And it's really well put together, and as if
It is an excellent
But of
film.
course, in that film, all the trans people are living in the nice tech bros, and we're all happy.
Yeah.
You lot are all on the outside
Clearly.
of that world, right? That's what happens, right?
everyone's fucked. Like, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Tan, were you on the chat? Were you on the Friday Night Social when Asif came on and he was walking around New York on his phone?
Oh
Do you remember
god,
that?
yeah, because he
And he
thought
didn't know we were streaming. He just thought
he
we were on
thought
the
he
chat.
joined one of our campaign Zooms.
And then afterwards he was like, "Oh, what was that going out on YouTube?" And I was like, "Yeah."
And it's only after that you realise that, like, he himself, as an acclaimed Oscar-winning director, had been subjected to like detention because his limo driver thought he looked different or funny because he's he's an Asian man, and yeah, he faced, even as a really important member of the arts, as an acclaimed director, he faced shocking racism from the US authorities.
Well, Ryan Coogler, the director of Sinners and Creed, what Mikey was telling us then, he was dragged out of his car and all that kind of shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the crime is like,
Racial profiling in it.
the unconscious it's conscious and unconscious bias, isn't it? Which is
Yeah,
why we
yeah.
must all resist the prospect of any government trying to kind of like pre-assess people for being possibly capable of murder. Or...
I
Recall.
kind of want to remake 2073 as a comedy.
You think you could do it better?
Stay
20
with me on this. Stay
27.
with me on
Graham.
this. Right. So you know Doctor Strangelove,
Yeah.
the Stanley Kubrick film,
Yeah,
beloved film, right? That was based on a book, right, called Failsafe, and it was the whole thing. But the book was really serious, and there was a film that was made with Jack Lemmon that was a straight adaptation of Failsafe, and it wasn't a comedy. It was a drama. It's horrific. It's really, I mean, you don't see any gore or any people getting blown up, but it's got one of the most disturbing endings of any movie of all time ever. And Stanley Kubrick read the same book and went, let's make a comedy out of this because this is so ridiculous. How can we? And it gets through to people better. And I think of this as like when you think of like future, dystopias. No offense, Tan, because dystopia warning in that, but like when it's something like Idiocracy, more people get into it and go,
Wow.
oh yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, and more people watch it, so we get through to more people. So when we make something like 2073, it's a great movie, but it doesn't have the same reach as something
It
like
sounds like you like the
Zoolander.
producers, like is what you were talking about.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. Because
Oh,
ridicule of these motherfuckers, it takes all their power away.
No, but the
You
thing is,
laugh at them, they fucking hate it. They can't deal with it.
I think it'd work, Graham, if it wasn't mostly documentary. I mean, the thing is, the vast majority of 2073
Yeah.
is like there's snippets of like it's stylized, I think, in order to frame the documentary and take a bit of the heat off of how fucking dark it is.
Did you prefer the documentary bit or did you prefer the drama bit?
Not about what I prefer, it's about facts. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, like you can obviously satirize the reality, but you've got to make it, as you say, like that there's all the problems, aren't there, with people that have tried to do films and satirize it, but it's a bit too close to the bone, like Fight Club and oh, what's matey? The other one with the guy that kills all the people in New York.
American
the-
Psycho.
American Psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
Christian Bale.
or the other, I mean, I think that he should. If he'd made it as a straight documentary, there's no chance he'd have had any hope, I think, of getting it.
Yeah.
But he had to add the kind of context and the back and forth to stylize it to frame the documentary side. So this is the thing. Like, it's not like he's written fiction. He's like presented.
Yeah, I know. I prefer the documentary bits. I preferred it. I didn't mind the bit in the future with.
Yeah. I'd have watched it as a
Samantha
straight
Morton.
documentary. Absolutely. But I think he did that in a way to try and frame it to make it a little bit less, because he did say, didn't he, like he'd looked at a few of the other drafts without it and it was just like pure bleakness, just 100.
I used to go to school with a Sam Morton, and so Samantha Morton.
You went to school with her?
No, it was a lad called Sam Morton.
Oh
And his
shit.
name was Sam Allen Morton, so his initials spelt Sam. And his stepdad used to live in a flat with
Scene.
Damon Albarn from Blur, and his stepdad was a postman. And the Blur song "Mr. Briggs" is about Sam's stepdad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Just random connections for everyone there. Hi Sam, if you're watching.
Sounds like, damn, bro, put all my whole business out on fucking blast.
god.
Didn't want anybody to know my dad was a postman. Thanks. It was
Yeah,
a family
doxing, yeah.
secret.
Questionable Absanity in the chat saying, fun fact, Mary Hannon directed American Psycho and also episodes of Dexter. We'll come to that in a moment because I do want to pick that up. But questionable Absanity, first of all, thank you very much for the super chats. Walkers are the odd one out with cheese and onion versus salt and vinegar. I hear you. I hear you.
I'm literally on a website right now, guys. I am about to buy them. The all dressed.
Yeah. Get it.
Yeah, it's £5, and then also they've got Buffalo Ranch, which I have to try.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never heard. I've heard of it, but they don't have that here at all. You get Buffalo.
They used to have poutine flavored chips here.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Poutine.
And they're good too.
Yeah. They're really good.
Chips and gravy, innit?
I think my Huey went down in Butang, but I don't know. It's a funny name.
Curd and gravy.
Yo,
chips.
they had
Yum.
South Korean taco flavored. They had like
Yeah,
kimchi.
it was really
they had
good.
all. I'm
Love
telling
the
you.
way you've just seamlessly gone back into crisp chat. But Mikey, what you were saying about the different flavors being mad, Did that correlate with weed becoming legal in America?
No,
That
it's
would
almost
make sense, though, wouldn't it?
because weed's still not legal in America. It's
No,
only,
in states it is, isn't
you-
it?
Yeah.
It's an individual
But
state.
you
thing.
smell those gummy things like it's got THT and PCP and gummies. I think it's
Whoa,
a tough day with the kids.
PCP.
Eat the gummies.
Don't eat
They're
that
on
motherfucker.
television all the
Don't
time.
eat them.
You get yours.
Don't eat them.
Acid gummies. But I was thinking if there's
Acid
like-
gummies.
Acid
Mushroom.
gummies, where do
You're
you get
thinking about
them?
mushroom.
I was like,
He
where
wants
is that
that one.
website right now? Tell me
Yeah.
the website
On that
immediately.
But you're selling these stuff that makes you chilled out like smoking weed, right? Because it comes up on the YouTube channels, on some of the political channels. Oh, having a tough day with the kids, eat the PCP tablets. Oh, knock you out. It'd be
No.
great.
Okay, you gotta
And
stop.
THC.
You
How
gotta
are you
stop
selling
saying.
this?
You got. I gotta help
PCP.
you. I gotta
Oh my
help you.
God.
PCP
Chips
is
Ahoy
not.
cookies with Reese's
is
Pieces.
not-
I know it's TH something or other, isn't it?
THC.
THC and
THC and
CBD.
CBDs.
But that's
THC is
CBDs is
illegal.
CBDs is medical,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
THC
THC gets you high,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all right? And
Yeah,
it's only
two
being
different
sold
things.
in legal states. It's not being sold everywhere in America. It is being sold pretty much everywhere in
I'm
Canada.
surprised by that. I'm surprised it hasn't gotten to that point where it just they did it all federally.
This is
you
the
know what I
point.
mean?
It's here. It's nowhere is it legal. We still have to go to
No.
Tesco's and meet a weird guy, you know, if we. Whereas in America, like there are states where it is. So I was wondering if the crisp manufacturers are based in the states where weed is legal.
Well, the thing is,
States, they're like,
I know
right.
if there were labor MPs. That
I'm
went
sure
over
they
to
got test
America
groups in
to
those
look
states.
at the cannabis industry.
It would feel so weird if those adverts were on British television, having a tough day. Here, bye. You know, chill out.
Bark
You know,
and
it's
say,
like
you
No,
know,
but
it's-
the well, I mean, that's possible. This week we've seen that the weight loss jabs are going to be coming
Yeah.
as prescriptions.
well, that's the opposite.
You'll be able to
Ozempic?
get
Yeah.
you'll be able to get them from the pharmacy.
Yeah.
Which I'm
Hey,
hopeful
before we go
because-
on, I've got a graphic that I want to share. You won't be able
Uh-oh.
to see it because it's coming
That's
up on the main
helpful.
feed. But I'll describe it to you. You know that
could've
you know
just
the
did it. We
feed of
wouldn't
the
have known.
guy. You know the guy who's like winning and he's biting the medal and he's got the champagne and
Oh,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of stuff,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then it's got the big it's all the steps and he's at the bottom of the steps. All right. So it's that and it's Reform's 676 seats. He gets a medal. He bites the medal. He's like this. He's like, and then he's with the champagne, and then he's on the steps. And at the top is Labour with 6,170 seats. The Tories with 4,500 seats. The Liberal Democrats with 3,009 seats.
Oh,
The
wow.
Greens with 850 seats, and then Reform are like smashing the fucking champagne into their face with their 676
How many
makes me feel
seats
better.
are
Very
there?
good
How many
point.
seats
Well
are there?
made.
I was about to say.
Can you
That
put
makes-
This is
that
all the
in
local
This is
councils.
council
now I can
seats.
sleep tonight.
Graham, can you
There
put
you
that
go.
Yeah,
back
but
please?
This is council
just
seats.
just how many seats are there? Like 10,000? What?
Yes,
There's a council.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
local
Oh my
councils.
goodness.
local councils.
That's-
We
That's
like
so
our
many people that
officialdom
have
in the
to be elected.
United Kingdom. We like our officialdom.
It's
we
really bitty, man. It's so ridiculously, needlessly.
How
bureaucratic.
How does
Like,
anyone
Yeah.
govern when everyone's part of the government?
Yeah. That's what it seems like.
2 out of
I'm
3
in charge of
people
potholes.
are in charge of the third.
Mikey, central government still basically has control over, like, you know, making laws and everything
Well,
else. It's kind of like almost like kind of like devolve power into like the little local communities. So it's not, these are little local councillors that don't get kind of like an MP wage, and then you've see the main House of Commons where you've got your elected MPs for the entire region. So these
Yeah.
you just
But Mikey,
a
I
bit
have
like
a question
federal
for
state.
you.
Mm.
How many people are in the upper house of the American Congress?
100.
Parliament. 100. 100 people. And how many people do they represent?
340 million.
Okay, so we've got a population of about 68 million over here. Guess how many members of the upper house we have?
You just said it. I don't know.
Well, the lower house is like 10,000 or whatever. The upper house is what?
10,000? No, the lower house is 650. That's all the MPs for all the constituencies.
MP.
How
Okay,
many
well,
in the
whatever one
upper
we were
house of
talking
which you've got 100?
Oh, isn't it like 600
No.
lords? Oh,
It's 829.
Oh God.
Wow.
About the House of Lords.
Yeah, the House of Lords, 829 people.
And these are people that are literally just like mates of the. I mean, some of these.
Yes.
People, I mean, Johnson put Lord Lebedev, the son of a KGB agent, in the House,
Yeah.
which means all he's got to do is turn up and he'll get.
There's still hereditary peers, Tan. There's still
hereditary
people who
peers.
are like born to be lords.
Want to be fucking lords. It's so fucked up, honestly. It's so
What
angry.
is the point of that?
Terrible people have gone.
Like,
in.
there's not. Well, what the point of that is making sure that all the richest, like landowners, all Tory wankers, basically get all
They'll
them.
have a
to
say
have
in
a-
government.
We also still have like our high priests in the House of Lords, like the
Yeah,
top
the
people in the
bishop.
Church of England are in the House of Lords. Do you know that the only other country to have religious people in the legislature just by right,
Iran.
not by getting their where?
Iran?
Yeah, it's Iran.
I was gonna
Wow.
say Iraq or
Is it
Iran.
the only one?
Yeah, Britain and
Are they
Iran, the
one
only
too?
two that
UK and
have
Iran? Wow.
religious people in the legislature without actually being elected. or
Really,
anything.
the separation of church.
We just
Well,
just
the
have
UK doesn't
religion.
have separation of church and state. It never did, and as long
No.
as you have a monarch
it's such
that
a
is the head of the
fallacy.
church, it never will.
Yeah, at least
I get upset
Lord
about
doing
this as an atheist. I get upset about the fact that I've got to pretend to be a Christian.
Okay.
If I ever have kids of my own, I have to pretend to be Christian to get them into the good school. I hate that.
That sucks.
That's to me.
Yeah,
that's
that
like
sucks.
having to
You don't
pretend that I support
program.
Manchester United in order to get the kids into the good school.
They changed that. They changed that. You don't anymore. Even
Really?
faith
Don't have to
schools
declare?
like where I live, you know, that some of the selective faith schools, you no longer have to prove that they're baptized and that they regularly attend church. When I first started tutoring 20 years ago, yes, you did.
Okay.
25 years ago, but you don't anymore. There
Well,
was
we were still having to do this just like a handful of years ago. Like my brother had to do it. My partner had to do it.
yeah, not that long ago, but you don't anymore.
So you don't have to go to church every week for 6 months.
No, you
to
don't.
get
You
your kids
don't
into
have to
school.
be religious. You don't have to follow that faith anymore. You don't even have to be baptized anymore.
Yeah, but can they
So,
discriminate?
for example,
against
to get
you?
into Upton Convent, you no longer have to be. And actually,
Do they get preference to Catholic kids?
nope, not anymore.
All right, okay, that's new.
So it is new. It's, I would say, in the last
Yeah.
no,
months?
no,
3
more
months?
like
Hmm.
7, 8, at least.
All right.
Certainly,
okay.
it was the case when my eldest went to secondary school. So that's 9,
Is
20.
that just in your area, or is that like countrywide?
No, I thought that was a national thing. I thought there was something about not being allowed to be exclusionary anymore. Something about
Yeah, but they can still give
access to education.
preference to kids whose parents go to church.
I can't discriminate. That's oppression.
Oh, exactly.
See,
That's a really good.
being
question,
American,
Brown.
Mikey, really screws you up.
I think
Am
My
you
right
need-
to discriminate.
That's an American. That's a religious stick. I can't oppress you.
Ollie, how's things in Canada? Have things calmed down after the election? And what's next? Is Peter Polyev, is he going to fuck off now, or is he going
He
to
lost
hang
his
around
seat.
for a bit?
He lost his seat, so it's
Yeah.
hard to say. He's going to
He
have a
said he
hard
was gonna
time staying
stay.
in
He got a-
control of.
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
he's-
I think he got a job at Harvard.
What?
I think they offered him a professor's job in Harvard. I read something weird about him being offered a job in the States.
I have not heard of that, but
There's not going to be Harvard for very long. Just
Did
like-
anyone see the interview with Trump?
Graham,
where...
you're right. They do still prioritize Catholic
Told you.
girls,
Yeah.
But also offer places. So
So what you're saying? What you're saying? Hang on, Cozy. Hang on. Just one sec.
go
Because
on.
I've got a little animation that comes up now, and it says, "I was right." Hey, there you go. Okay, you can continue now.
Yes, but so they accept non-Catholic girls who are eligible for free school meals or whose parents desire a Catholic education for them. So they're basically saying our education is still Catholic, that you have to put up with. The school prioritizes baptized Roman Catholic girls, but also offers places to non-Catholic girls based on merit, that's the entrance exam score, and potentially proximity to the school if there's oversubscription. And I know that out of the schools in my area, that actually has the best transitioning policy for pupils and has the best support for trans pupils.
Oh, that's
Go
good.
figure.
That's good. Thanks. And I just want to get back to what we were talking about with Trump for a moment. Someone mentioned Harvard. Did anyone see? Did anyone see Trump this week getting Harvard mixed up with Harlem? Did you see this?
He never.
No, I didn't see that.
So it was a black guy.
They're the same thing.
Black guy. This is 100 years of fucking Trump, right? 100 days, thank God. Not 100 years. 100 days of
take
Trump.
it back.
Wait till we're
Take it
finished,
back.
right?
Fucking take it back.
Oh my
and there was a
God,
black guy,
no.
and he said about. I just want to ask him questions about, what's happening with Harvard and.
I'm 135, and I'm gonna run next year.
No.
I'm gonna be the Pope. I'm gonna be the Pope.
Elon's going to create the cloning technology, and we're just going to be faced
Right.
with Trump forever.
Like
And
Ultron.
he said, is it a
What do I
problem with
do?
freedom of speech? Is there an issue with freedom of speech with you telling Harvard, what they're allowed to say? And Trump came back with, because it was a black person saying the word Harvard, he translated it in his head to Harlem,
Wow.
and then he started going on about the riots in Harlem.
What?
The
No, I
riots
hadn't
He's
heard
a
this.
very stable
in
genius.
Harlem.
Yeah.
He's the smartest.
He has the bigliest words.
He's
he's
the
such a
smartest
genius.
president we've ever had.
Do you know what? Everything he
Everybody
does,
knows
I
it.
have to watch it twice just to make sure it's not a fucking fever dream. Like, am I just imagining
Like,
it?
sure it's
Like
not
you're like,
AI.
is this AI generated? Like,
Yeah.
you'll
I think
tell
we're
me
in
this is AI
2073
generated.
simulation. That's what we're in. Real fucking nightmare.
The Matrix
I
is
want to
real.
wake up.
Oh, and
What's
by
the
the
safe
way,
word?
By the way, next week we will be having a taste test of the all dressed
Hell yeah.
Yes.
and the Buffalo Ranch,
See,
and
Scott,
and then I might have bought.
we are
some
we are
Reese's cereal.
talking about a podcast.
But Scott, can you?
Me testing out.
All you do is take a
Chris-
flavor. You take a flavor, a new flavor.
You could
and-
just be a variety
God,
streamer,
you would get
you
so
know?
many views.
Scott,
Yeah.
can you
Hi,
save them
guys.
and then come
It's
down
me,
to
Scott.
Brighton?
Hi guys, look what we have.
Scott, can you come down to Brighton on the 23rd and bring you crisps?
He's gonna eat
I
them.
want to try
Don't do
these
it.
crisps.
He's gonna eat
No.
your crisps.
Why are we gonna go to Mike's house?
We're going to Mike's house well, we're going to a pub near Mike's on the 23rd.
Why aren't we doing
Okay.
it at Mike's house?
No, I'm staying at Mike's house. We could do it, Mike. I don't know. I think he lives with
That
someone.
would be a lot easier than trying to set up in a pub, wouldn't it? Like,
Yeah, it'd be a lot more fun to set up in a
pub
pub.
would be
like.
carnage on a Friday night. Like you have
Yeah, and it's fringe as well.
G-Rock.
It's going to be brilliant.
I might be able to do it.
If you can do it, Scott, come
You
down.
better- you better
might be
order
able
more
to do it,
crisps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
But
want
I
to
don't
do,
know,
if you
it
want to do a
depends.
Friday night social
Those
in
crisps-
real life,
If those crisps are good, don't expect them to stick around.
oh, we have to get some more.
It's soggy by then.
But
They
Scott,
are
if you want to
good,
come down
Scott.
on the Friday, we're going to do a Friday night social. On the
Yeah.
Saturday, we're just getting wrecked. We're just going to walk around
Well,
Brighton
you
and
only
just
stay in Brighton
enjoy.
overnight? No.
Yeah, with Mike?
Yeah, no, I have friends in Brighton. It would be actually kind of cool. Like, good season.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
What time do you want me and Brenna to show up?
We'll talk
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. I got.
Can you get there?
flight.
Can you get there for 7 p.m? Because I'll be racing down there after doing the agenda with.
That would be the issue.
I said
won't be
this-
down there until a little
Rach,
bit
are you
later.
coming?
I said
I wasn't invited.
You are invited, Rachel. You're
Oh.
completely invited.
She
We're
has
totally
empty
doing this.
crisps.
We have an all
She has
gender
empty
loo.
crisps
You know, I'm not
to
allowed to
bring.
use the
That's
loos
problem.
anymore.
She has any chips.
No.
Not have that problem.
Oh, Rachel, if you want to come along, you're absolutely invited. Everyone in the politics social gang can come along, and it'll be absolutely hilarious. But look, if you don't want to do this, like if you don't want to spend the Friday night, if you're
On playing Incident, but we're going to try.
Fair enough. But on the
You're asking.
Saturday, we are going to go out and dance. That is the plan.
I
We're going
like
to
to
paint the
dance.
town grey and brown.
Ooh. Ew.
Ooh.
In Brighton, that's not
That's not a
unusual.
good picture. Great. Yeah.
That was a deep
Camouflage?
cut Carter the Unstoppable
Right.
Sex Machine
It really
lyric there. Anyway, One Angry Pagan says it's really warm here in the southwest. Just had to refill the dog's water bowl for the third time this past hour. I'm wearing a fleece. I'm just
I
gonna say.
bet you it's under 30 degrees, which means it's maybe a little bit tepid, but not hot.
I'm in Durham. It's fucking freezing
No,
up
it's
here.
been as
I'm
humid
thinking
You
of
guys
putting
Maybe.
have
coats on.
30-degree
It's
weather.
I
humid
got
in
the
the
fan
southeast,
on.
like
That's
where
why
I
I was
am.
wearing a tank
Humid,
top.
yeah,
It's lovely and
horribly.
warm down here.
Yesterday.
Tomorrow's going to be the warmest day of the year here so far at 17 or 18.
Wow.
It was-
Okay.
I go back for
Freezing.
Dorset.
Cold
These
ass
are the reasons
Canada.
why I don't live in Scotland.
Yeah, my wife said to me,
Neither do I.
well, we had dinner tonight. And my wife said to me, "Oh, it's getting cold now. I don't like it." I said, "It was 30 degrees in May yesterday.
Yeah,
It's got
right.
climate
Hardly
change. It's
cold.
bloody
Amazing.
30 degrees."
I just want to. I just want
The
to point
climate
out.
change
Was it
isn't
actually
working
30
for me
degrees
at the
where you
moment.
are?
It's
I
too
know.
cold.
I know she's not saying anything, but I'm gonna call it out anyway. Never ask Brenna about the weather. She is a Californian. She has no real life concept of what that word means.
Weather. The weather changes.
She
Yeah,
does
it
not
doesn't-
know
it's
that.
not constantly sunny.
I don't think.
She does not
I
know
think
what
I
y'all
could
are talking
freak out
about. She
Brenna
sees
by
it in
turning up.
Guys,
Dressed
we
as a
have-
season. I've come as a season.
we have
I'm the
we have
fall.
Santa Ana season,
Okay.
Santa Ana wind
Yeah, I don't
season. We have fire season.
I have a.
we have flood season, and that's about it.
I'm
And then
I'm
the
ginger.
lion
I have an 8.
season.
I have an 8
Yeah,
minute
all right, rub it in,
direct
Brenna.
sun.
I just got informed.
I got a
just
nice glow to me.
that I'm going for my first lobster supper of the year tomorrow night. So
Woohoo.
Fun
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, but
Get
it's a
some
month
lobster
without
down your
R.
blouse.
Lobster.
What?
Lucky you, man. I
I do
died
lobster
by
in May.
oh yeah, I live in Prince Edward
What
Island.
is that a thing? Like, is that
Lobster.
Can you
You
only have
shouldn't
it on
eat,
certain
you
months of
shouldn't
the
eat
year?
seafood or fish or shellfish in months without R, where I come from.
Really?
Well, you don't
I
eat
don't understand
Emo.
that, but
well,
okay.
So months without R are May, June, July, August.
Okay. What does
Okay.
that have to do with eating food?
So there's two
That's
things.
so
They
true.
know.
You can't
One
eat
is I grew up in the Alps. The nearest
Ah,
sea is the
wow.
Mediterranean, and that's 300 kilometers away across the
Ah,
Alps.
okay.
Okay.
So in the olden days, before refrigeration,
Uh,
by the time the fish gets to us,
It's no good anymore.
you don't want to
is
be
it?
eating it.
well, our
Yeah.
sea's full of like shit
Okay.
now. So because the toys allowed the water companies to pollute it all, so the local in Mersey, East Mersey here, we used to have like a oyster place, and they had to shut down
Shit, because of all the shit.
for shit.
Uh,
Yeah.
wh-
But I'm
wh-
okay because I'm allergic, definitely allergic to seafood, so I can't eat.
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
When I was in
And that's the other thing.
Canada, when I was in Nova Scotia, I was in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and I went with my couch surf host to a place called Peggy's Cove,
yeah.
and they had lobster there. And while we were eating the lobster, he told me the story about a plane crash that happened in the 90s off the coast of Halifax. Do you remember
I
this?
don't know about that. No.
Well, basically, no one ate lobster for a long time afterwards because lobster just eat anything that's on the bottom of the sea.
The scavenge.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
And people are like, well,
Was it 8 people?
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, lovely.
Elite
So
dead ones,
effectively, yeah.
yeah.
yikes.
But
So, yeah.
I
would've
live
ate-
on an
I
island
would've ate
that's
that
completely
lobster.
surrounded by lobster, and at the narrowest point, you can walk from the south shore to the north shore in 20 minutes.
Wow.
So I
What
mean,
island
that's
you-
what I'm
where-
saying.
where
I
are
live
you
on an
again?
island, Prince
Where
Edward
are
Island,
you again?
Prince
East
Edward
coast of
Island.
Canada, Prince
I'm gonna
Edward
look.
Island.
All right,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Have a look at it. So, Nova
If you
Scotia
look-
is.
If you look around the
Yeah.
Summerside area, it's only like 5.5, 6 miles across there, 8 kilometers, something like that.
So, like,
Right.
the peninsula that Halifax is on, it comes out like a hammerhead shark, doesn't it? And then you're the north of that.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Scott's
So
looking
we're,
up.
we're in
now.
the Gulf of St.
Yeah.
Lawrence. We're kind of protected by Newfoundland in
Lawrence?
the north
And St.
and
Lawrence.
Cape Breton to the southeast of us, right?
And,
So
and St. Lawrence.
yeah.
Loves you and loves everyone. And do you know who I love? I love Andy Thompson because he dropped a £5 super chat in about half an hour ago. Thank you. Someone please sell Trump the very real Stonehenge, all 12 inches of it, which just reminds me of Spinal Tap. So
That's
I'm loving
Spinal
that.
Spinal Tap, yeah. That's
Thank
what-
you for the Spinal Tap reference.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I have a Spinal Tap tattoo.
there you go.
Hey.
Really? That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Has
it's
anyone seen this Slade film that Mark Commode has been talking about?
Slade film?
There's a Slade film that came out in like 1975, and apparently it is the Citizen Kane of of not rockumentaries, as rock and roll films.
Really?
And it's got Slade in it. It's got Noddy Holder. Slade. It's called
Never heard of it.
Slade in Flame or something like that.
Haven't
I've
the
never heard of
foggiest.
What is this? Just like
Never.
was it made for home video movie or something?
No, it's got like this massive cult following, and it's called Slade in Flame.
Never ever
That
heard of
There
it.
was a bad car crash in Yellowstone
What? Just now?
an hour ago.
Slade in Flames. Sorry, Flame. No, it's just called Flame. It's just Slade in Flame. There you go.
1975, Slade and Flame. Yeah.
There you go.
The best rock and roll film is Strange Fruit.
Ooh.
What?
Oh, was that the Rolling Stones one?
No,
Oh,
wait,
Jimmy
sorry.
Nail and Bill Nye and oh god, I can't remember. A load of it's just so funny. And Billy Colony plays the roadie. It's so funny.
Yeah, I'm still a Spinal Tap fan.
And it's
always,
got the guy Stephen Rea plays the keyboards. It's just a great film, Strange Fruit. It's a cult. You got to give it a go. And the soundtrack's good.
When's it from?
It was made in probably early 2000s. It's about a 1970s rock band trying to come back, a heavy metal band trying to make a comeback.
Is it also called Still Crazy?
That's it.
Ah,
Sorry, it is still
yeah.
crazy. The band is
Okay.
called Strange Fruit.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
yeah. It's
Because we
great.
say, Strange Fruit is a Billie Holiday song.
Really, a very
That's
A
what I
very
thought too. I was
dark
like,
one.
I was like,
a very
oh,
dark one.
I was like, oh, cool. She's going for the serious pick.
Nice
No,
about-
she's not.
They're crazy. It's a great
Oh,
film.
lynching.
I love it. I think it's such a great film.
Did anyone
Alright, so
see The
this-
Boat That Rocked? It was a Richard
Yes.
Curtis
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
Right, I enjoyed it, but God, that would have been so much better as a TV series.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so cheesy, man. But the cast was stellar. Like this
It
is
felt really episodic. It was like,
Yeah.
this happened, and then this happened, and this happened. And
really poorly put together. But the whole,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole kind of the concept of it was brilliant, and it had Philip Hoffman in it. And
Yeah.
yeah. But I think if they'd made it as a TV series, I think
Yeah.
it would have been like an absolute legendary
Well,
TV
Curtis
series.
always fucks it.
Yeah.
Like he always finds a way to make the film either problematic or just like cringy, cheesy.
Who's this?
Yeah.
Curtis, the director of the.
Yeah. Private
Yeah.
School Mafia.
Done some good. He's done some good stuff though. But
It's always about
Yeah.
posh people, though, isn't it? Doing posh things with all their money.
Bad Boy Bubby.
What?
Have you ever seen the film Bad Boy Bubby? It's about
I know of Bad Boy Bobby. What the fuck
Bad
is
Boy
that?
Bubby.
Richard
It's, like,
Curtis.
it's an Australian film where this
Yeah.
guy like loses it and starts killing
It's
loads of
really
people,
fucked up.
joins a prog rock band in Australia and dresses up as like a kind of mad preacher. It is so fucked up.
I think my ex was a bit obsessed with Bad Boy Bobby.
It's like an Australian like B movie, but he's
Yeah.
like it's so weird. This guy is obviously completely insane, and he suffers like quite a lot of neglect and abuse in his early life, and then he ends up just like killing. No, he kills a cat, doesn't he, the bastard? And then he takes it around with him, and then he ends up falling in with like a prog rock band, and then ends up going on tour with this prog rock band.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's one
What's
of
that called?
the
Bad Boy Bobby.
Bad Boy Bobby.
Bubby.
Heard of it.
Bobby. Bubby.
He's why, yeah. It's
Oh, Bobby. Okay.
Apparently, it took its budget was 800,000 Australian dollars, and it took 800,000. Sorry, $808,789 dollars at the box office. So it made $8,000.
Oh yeah. I call that a success.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, for
in the
money.
black.
10% return.
films I've ever seen in my life, but I was
Or
like,
1%.
1%.
Yeah.
I thought that Muriel's Wedding had quite a kind of like sinister edge to it. You know, it is.
Yeah.
It's really.
Did you ever watch
Oh,
Gummo?
terrible,
That was a
Muriel.
90s.
Yeah,
fucked up
so I
film.
went to saw Gummo in the theater.
What?
Yeah,
Gummo.
Gummo. I saw a kids Gummo double
Kids.
header at a cinema in Hackney once. And
Kids is
yeah, that
fucked up.
was 4 hours.
Is that
of,
Todd
a
Solondez?
fun movie. Huh?
Is that Todd Solondez or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
He's the guy who did Happiness.
Yeah, Happiness
Oh
is
my
a
God, that's
fucked
film.
up film.
That's
Happiness
a tough
is
film.
so
name.
fucked
I think they're
up.
trying to communicate, Brenna.
I don't know. I just
Yeah, I got
whatever.
no idea what they're saying.
Like
It's an American
Australian
film.
films.
I'm behind on my movies, as you know, Mikey.
That's right.
That we
Well,
love
Happiness
the
was
90s.
brilliant. It had.
It's a fantastic film. It's fucked up, but it's
Brilliant.
fantastic.
It's fucked up. But so is Gummo, and so is my ex-boyfriend from Tennessee always said that Gummo was a bit of a documentary of his life.
The Australian stuff is dark. I mean, Walkabout is quite dark. I thought Picnic at Hanging
Yeah.
Rock was really dark.
Yeah,
It's
Peter
like-
Weir.
Yeah.
So,
So where
Nicholas
in,
Nicholas
where in,
Rowe did
Prince Edward thing do you live?
Prince Edward
What?
Island.
What part
Prince
of
Edward
the island
Island.
do you live on? Huh?
We're not
I
going
live
to
close to
dox
Charlottetown.
Ollie.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
dox
yeah.
Ollie.
Where?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to tell you his
Everything
exact.
is named after an English thing.
I'm not giving you my address, dude.
I don't, bro, I'm not
It's a
coming
s-
over.
it's a
right?
small
Don't even worry
island.
about
You'll be
it.
It's a
fucking
very
brilliant.
small island.
Ollie
man.
goes,
Sure.
"Oh, I live here," and then there's
Yeah.
a knock on the door,
but
and
the
it's
place
Scott.
I'm
The
talking
island
about-
has many. The
Sorry.
island has
But-
many
yeah.
English names. Like it's got
Yeah.
a Cornwall, a Glasgow.
If you look at Summerside,
Belfast.
though, it's very narrow, right?
Yeah, it's a narrow
People-
island.
Right. So that's where I'm talking. It only takes you about 20 minutes to walk from the south shore to the north shore.
Yeah, you couldn't do the east to west. That'd be very
No, it's long. It's crescent
Yeah.
shaped and it's long.
Yeah.
But
Long
That's
and
what
skinny.
she
Graham,
stop
said.
that, Mikey.
People can
Oh,
work
it's
out.
skinny.
People
Yeah.
work out where you live.
La-ti-da. Crescent, you say?
It looks very nice. So I take it Charlottetown is like the capital.
It is. That's where
Yeah.
most of, like, there's only 130,000 people live in the island, and 55,000 live within Charlottetown
All the
and within.
houses look really
20
nice
minutes.
and quaint and cute and shit.
So
Until the snow
It's really
comes.
cool.
yeah, well, there's a little bit of snow by times, yeah.
Yeah, it goes dark.
But
as
it
well.
has been bad
Up
lately.
to his
Mikey.
roof.
That was years ago.
That was like 4 years ago.
No, it was 2013,
What's it like to live there?
14.
Do you feel isolated?
Not really, no.
I'd love
Oh,
to be
it's really
isolated.
pretty.
Isolation sounds great.
Does Scott come and stay?
Not since they
I'll
built the
take
bridge,
that.
anyway.
I would love
What?
to. I'm
It's
surrounded
easy enough
by-
to get to the island now that they built the bridge, right?
Oh, they built a
So.
bridge.
Yeah.
It takes all the
It
fun
looks
out of
really
swimming
quaint
across.
and beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks really nice.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of crime there?
No.
Just
See?
coincidentally, just around Ollie. There's no correlation.
There's
So
crime
all the
around
crime
me?
statistics
I
just
would-
happen to point to one place.
See now,
Right?
This is
Graham's-
like a really
Graham's
sort of crap
Graham's-
American Canadian travel show. If it's Brit, it's like, how much the drinks cost? How long can we stay out? Can we get chips? Where's the pint of Guinness? It's
Yeah.
like it's completely
So-
different.
the bars are open until 2 a.m. most nights
Oh,
in the
really?
summer anyway, right? So
Good. That's good.
I think I found
Not-
what looks like a mailbox.
what?
Do you guys like have mailboxes that stand alone in the street and then
Wow,
like you all
Scott
have
really
to go there?
investigated.
He found
If
your
you
mailbox,
live outside
Ollie.
of town, yeah, you have people have their own mailboxes. Yes.
No, that's I wish I could show you what I'm looking at. Don't worry about it.
He found your shit.
Yeah.
Find out where
just
you
like,
live,
I'm just
Ollie.
like, it looks like small town America, but the houses look really nice.
He's trying to find your house,
Wow.
Ollie. Run.
Yeah.
Close the
Spring
blinds.
Lane, Ollie.
Close the
In
blinds.
Charlottetown. Is that where you live, bro?
That's how he does
see,
it.
What?
You see Ollie going like this. in the window.
What the
Uh,
fuck, dude?
Listen, I'll give you a hint. I'm within an hour and a half of Charlottetown.
Which is
Okay.
the whole
That
island.
could be literally anywhere.
It's either east or west.
Literally anywhere.
He's got knives, Ollie. He's a barber.
I got clippers, bro. I'll come for that beard.
No,
Look,
no,
look,
no.
Take the beard.
No,
Here-
the
Source of his
beard.
power.
Yeah.
Without
looks
his
really
beard,
pretty,
he'll be helpless.
Samson, yeah, that's right. This is my
You
beard of
can't
power.
fight the giant.
He's going down if you get rid of that beard.
What's the property prices like?
Oh my goodness.
Wow, what? Are you gonna move here now?
Scott, you really want to know everything, don't you?
Scott's
do, I
gonna move to
do.
PEI.
What are the schools
I think
like?
the average house price here on the island is something like 270 or 320,000 Canadian.
Right. Well, they got this lovely little place called Food Town. I might go to that.
Food
Fresh meat
town?
groceries.
That's like a grocery store, dude.
A
Food
grocery store.
town? What?
Y'all name the
Parkdale
grocery
Food
store
Town.
He's
Food Town.
pinpointing you.
Wow, that's congratulations.
There's Food Town, there's Food Mart, and there's Save Easy.
I saw a cash and
Fucking, are you
carry.
No,
kidding me?
stop it, please.
Are you kidding me, Food Town?
They got a car wash here called Wash World.
Is that close to you?
Y'all corny as
Oh my
hell.
goodness, are you sure they're
Triangulating,
not
you
German?
triangulating?
Wash
Wow.
World.
It's all very, says on the
Very
tin
literal.
what it
What it
does.
says on the tin. Yeah?
Hi, welcome to Burger Planet.
Welcome to Burger Store.
You've
Yeah,
got, you've got
burgers.
creativity.
Welcome to
You've got
Restaurant
creativity.
Store.
Burger, yeah.
Welcome to Restaurant 5.
Right.
This is where we feed you food.
Would you like to order
This is
entrees?
food.
Or maybe appetizers?
Because we are a restaurant.
We are the restaurant.
Oh,
We're the only fucking
We
restaurant.
are the only restaurant.
Graham's
By
just eating
law.
popcorn, sitting back and watching.
Home hardware.
Right, kids, I'm falling asleep and yawning my head off, so I'm gonna go.
Well, thanks for
Good
coming
night.
on, Cozy.
Thank
Are you
you.
all right?
Good
Are you
to
all
see
right?
you.
all.
Before
Nice
you
to
go,
meet you.
did you have a story? Did you have a thing that you want to
Well,
talk about
not
tonight?
a specific news story, but something that has suddenly taken center stage of my radar, which is the proposed disability cuts, and they're part of the reason why we've got the schlamassel of now having a Reform MP
The what?
in Runcorn. God's sake. Anyway, I might invite a friend of mine who's a Runcorn resident and has done a lot of. She's taken a deep dive into the data of what these cuts are going to mean, and it is.
Yeah.
It's beyond sobering. We're talking 90% of people who are currently in receipt of PIP are gonna get F4. They're gonna lose all their benefits. And obviously, if they lose their PIP, then their carer loses their carer allowance, and they can't get any more benefits because
They lose
they're
the
already
council tax,
subject
they
to
lose
the
the
benefits
housing
cap
asso-
because
the
they've got
housing-
more than 2 kids.
Yeah.
Look at
So
the
we have to
housing
make sure that
benefit,
Labour
all
do
of
not
it.
do this. And this is
We
the
have
thing
to find a
now.
way.
Yeah, because they're going to freak out because they've done so badly in these local elections.
Well, I hope they
hope they freak out in the
understand
right direction.
that this is the reason why they've lost a lot of voters. So a lot of natural Labour voters basically stayed at home because they were just like, I don't know who the hell I can vote for. I can't. So on the move forward page, on the tactical voting pages, the tactical vote would have been for Labour.
Yeah.
And people looked at it and went, I can't vote for Labour the way they are right now. I don't know whether to go Green or Lib Dems. So they stayed at home. The Greens and Lib Dems didn't bloody campaign. They just, I don't know what the hell they were doing. And Refuck campaigned really well. You've got to
Yeah,
have
and they
them.
paid kids to deliver their
They,
leaflets. and things.
exactly.
They
They did
always
the
campaign.
marketing. They had people
Well,
coming,
they had-
going
they had
round
the
to
money.
houses,
Money.
delivering leaflets every couple of days.
I've got a question. Why
Go
didn't
on.
Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner go to Runcorn?
Well,
Sorry,
Jen-
come again.
about
Why
this.
didn't Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner
I
go
don't
to
know.
Runcorn?
I don't,
well,
why
there was-
didn't they?
well,
They
there
only
was-
needed
They-
6
and
more
then
votes.
the reform.
Sorry,
Fantastic.
Cozy. Sorry, Tam, what were you saying?
there was a discussion on James O'Brien about this day where they were saying, like, James O'Brien's a bit of a dick, to be fair, nowadays. But he was talking about how they thought it might harm their chances if he went because he's so unlikely.
Well, yes, actually, to be fair.
Angela
It
Rayner's
made it
not.
any worse.
Angela Rayner isn't, but
There's other MPs who were quite cool that could have
Keir
gone along.
Starmer, I mean, no, but there were people saying
David Lammy.
David Lammy.
No, not David
Oh,
Lammy.
God,
I don't think he's in a
No.
lot of people's good books over the whole Gaza-Israel situation. But
No, not
there-
round Runcorn.
there's
Mm.
also
No,
like,
unfortunately.
it was that Starmer would have been the representative that would have gone to such a pivotal. They send the PM to those kind of pivotal.
Yeah.
But one of the funniest things I saw today was someone say, "Now I think I get why Mike Ainsbury punched that local resident."
It was Amesbury that lost his seat.
Yeah, right. That's the whole
Because he
reason
lost
they
it.
was there.
My election was called because he punched a local resident.
Oh.
Yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
why
There
it's
was a
funny.
scuffle in the street, like it all kicked off, and someone was like, "Yeah, like now I see why." Like, but at the same time, like, yeah, a lot of people were saying, "Well, I know he did that, but we're still gonna vote, Labour." But when it
Yeah, but
comes,
it's Runcorn.
I mean, all this, like, there's, you can't just say, well, you know, shitting on trans people aside, disability votes, you know, shit aside. You can't just say, oh, I'm just gonna, you know, you should.
No, I'm not being funny. Labour have been shitting on people from a height for too long.
And
They have, you know, they have been alienating exactly the demographics that are natural Labour supporters for too long.
Yeah, they're
The
called.
Remainers, the Socialists,
Yeah.
you know, the people that are not fans of Zionist warfare.
Yeah.
Now then trans people, and now disabled people.
It's
At
annoying.
what
It's
point
annoying.
are they
Yeah,
going to
it's a-
understand that people are not going to put up with it?
Yeah, and it's also really annoying that we voted for change, but we're getting a lot of the same.
You're getting a
And
Yeah.
that is the frustrating thing about it. It's like, you know,
Absolutely.
when Keir Starmer was asked about it today, we got the same stock answers. There was no
My God.
thought, no reflection in what happened. It
Mhm.
was just, well, we're just gonna make things different, a little bit quicker. And it's like, no, that's not what anyone's asking you to do. We're asking you to change it completely. We're asking you to do the things that Labour are supposed to do. That was
Yeah.
what we voted you in for. You're not doing any of it. You're doing what the fucking Tories were gonna do. And that is not gonna get you votes. It didn't get you votes. That maybe have a little think about it and maybe reconsider what you're actually doing.
Yeah, and also they were elected on apparently being the change fucking party. And it's-
And they haven't changed anything. They're just doing the same old shit.
Can I just bring
no one wants-
Rachel in? Rachel, what are you going to say?
Well, I was just thinking. I mean, it's almost a comedy sketch, isn't it? It's we need to move left, sir. We need to move left because not moving right hasn't worked. Yeah, that's what we should do, but that's not what we're gonna do because
Yeah,
they won't
right. Let's not
expect
do
it.
the
We're
thing
gonna
that people
move
want us to do.
right again.
Yeah.
It is that. It is that
And
sort of.
If
They-
you
But we did that before and before that. Yeah, but they won't expect us to do it a third time. Who else can
If
we
we
shut?
wanted right, we'd vote for reform. I mean, this is the thing.
And-
Be a Labour Party.
Everybody
Labour
that's-
lost 13% because people stayed at home.
Yeah.
People wouldn't have
Conservatives
stayed at
also
home
lost
if there wasn't this
6%.
stupidity.
And guess what Reform's gain was?
Yeah.
6%. So
Yeah, but it is
Conservatives
that.
have moved across to Reform.
The Democrats forgot they didn't represent the people on the left, and so that some of them moved to Trump because Trump is like the working man, ha ha. Farage drinks beer and smokes cigarettes, so a lot of people on our left went, well, he's nice because he's like me, where I don't
Yeah.
recognise
It's
what
nothing like
Labour is
you,
in the
but
middle
okay.
anymore. In the Netherlands, they moved to the right, their middle party moved to the right, got devastated because they were trying to be the right, who were already the right.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
nobody in the left. All this space.
Yeah.
Look at this.
It's like trying to remake Star Wars when there's already Star Wars. Like, why would you?
Literally, no. We all
Yeah.
voted.
just
There was
watched
a Labour
episode 1.
landslide because nobody wanted Tories anymore.
Was?
Great.
So
Yeah.
why are you giving us Tory light?
Yeah. But do you know what?
It's
Scott?
not even Tory light, though, is it?
It's
not,
almost
they're-
full blood
I mean,
Tory.
to be fair, there's
Oh.
I don't think they're as expensive to the taxpayers'
No.
coffers as the Tories were.
But
But other than
Theresa
that-
May liked trans people, and now Labour are going, the Tories were too good to the trans people.
I mean, to actually be at the Prime Minister's question to try
Okay,
to
it's just
out
me and you
transphobic
guys.
each other
I'm gonna turn
was
them down
a
for a second.
disgrace,
Thanks for all the
right?
support, guys. I'm
And-
having a
and-
little bit of
Labour's
back and shoulder pain, sitting in the chair too long. So I'm gonna end it over on this side and probably fade to black over here. So thanks everybody for hanging out.
We care about
I love
our
you.
jobs,
Bye.
homes, and the